a Stuttering John Melendez roundtable discussion.
Welcome to Point Dabble Point, a weekly discussion where we get caught up on this week in Stuttering John, apply for a job with PepsiCo, and pretend we don't call people gay. I'm Karl Hamburger from Who Are These Podcasts, and with me this week from Tukey Soup, TukeySoup.com, Tukey is here.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Is he cutting out?
Tukey.
Is he cut out completely?
Tukey.
Is this on my end?
What?
Oh, we lost your volume there, buddy.
Oh, did I fuck up? Sorry.
No, I think you're doing the Kevin Brennan thing where you were yelling so loud that it was overpowering your shitty microphone.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Thank you for having me.
From the Blind Mike Project, blindmike.net, it's Mike Geary.
What's up, JDI?
What's going on, Mike? Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for coming on today.
Good to be here.
And also from Once Over with Kaylee, patreon.com/Once Over with Kaylee. Lucy Tightbox is here.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here, Lucy, on this very exciting day for you.
Yes, it is. I bought a house today.
Lucy moved into her new house today, everybody.
Yay.
Very exciting stuff.
Wow.
So exciting.
Cape Coral, I assume?
Yes.
Everyone in the Dabbleverse has to move to Cape Coral. That's the rules, Mike. I don't know if you knew that. So keep the gifts coming. We actually have a gift that we'll unwrap later on in the show that came in. Whoarethese.com. You can get the address to send us hot sauce, drugs, and toys for Lucy Tightbox. So we'll be checking that out in a little bit. Guys, what an exciting week in the world of Stuttering John. I say that every week. It's because I actually believe that.
You've lost it.
I maybe have been losing my mind a little bit. I maybe have a problem. I might be an addict, but I have to tell you, the latest that's going on today, John talked about it yesterday. He was talking about it today with Clay Dabbler. He's very excited. He believes that he's busted Shuli red-handed.
He sure has.
Yes, with this ESO dough. There was an email involved. I mean, it's crazy. You look at the calendar, you figure out the timelines, and it's an open and shut case. John has finally taken down Shuli and the Shuli network. I assume that their channel has been taken away off the internet by now with the evidence that John has put forth.
Nope.
Oh, it's still there.
Yep.
To think the least salacious part of this story would be the child porn. Who would have thought?
Right. Go figure. All right. Do you guys want to get right into it?
Of course.
No.
Let's take our time a little bit, right? Probably should fuck around a little bit more. Let's start off with, this is from yesterday's show. I have a couple clips and then we'll discuss this. Yesterday's show, John is watching Vince the Lawyer, which is very odd to me, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on with that?
Are they friends again? What's
Seems
happening?
like it because John's going, Vince has got this all figured out. This guy's got it.
And I don't want to spoil anything. Did you see my favorite part when he was remembering nostalgically his time with Vince the Lawyer?
No, oh yes, when he was watching them laugh at the Atlantic
he
City
goes,
and stuff.
You know, we have our problems, but there was some
Through
good
the
times.
years.
Things could have been so different, Vincent.
Yeah, he literally says that.
Don't you remember AC? We'll always have AC.
Yes, it's not an exaggeration.
Where you're taking video of my friends doing substances in the back.
Yeah, that's interesting too because he was so pissed at him after that.
Yeah.
Because didn't he like steal his wallet or didn't he go through John's pants or something?
Went through my
like
pants.
To this day, Vince regrets not cutting John's pants into Daisy Dukes, which was amazing.
I think I was the one who came up with that idea, and he goes, "Oh shit, you're right. I should have done that because John famously only brought one pair of jeans with him to Atlantic City for a whole weekend.
Yes.
So he'd been forced to wear Daisy Dukes. Oh, which would have been great.
I'm glad that we didn't have to see that.
You alone.
Yes, me alone.
You alone. The rest of us were hoping for it. So let's take a look at what we saw yesterday as John was breaking down Vince's amazing revelations here.
Whoever this ESO guy is, but whoever this guy was, I would get an email from an ISO doe, but I didn't know who it was. But he would always write like horrible shit to me.
That's funny.
So I just assumed he was Phildo. I
guy
didn't know
wasn't
there
all
was
bad,
ever a
you know?
man named Issa.
Yeah, right. Like if Iso was spending half of his time looking at CP and the other half calling John an asshole,
Wash.
it's a wash.
The man had his problems, but
As Ray DeVito would say, it's a wash.
Wash. It's washed.
Just assumed he was Phildo. I didn't know there was ever a man named Issa.
All right. Now, remember that John said that if he were Shuli and he received emails from Iso Do, he would get his computer checked out. He would bring it into the shop. Who knows what kind of nefarious things are on that computer?
he said that again today, by the way. So it's interesting that you're playing this in between audio.
Yeah, it's very odd because now John is saying, he received emails from Iso Do.
Right.
He didn't know who Iso was. The guy was telling him that he smelled and his feet are gross. But for some reason, it's okay if John receives email from Iso. No problems there. Just Shuli and Bob.
Well, maybe John already got his computer checked out.
Very possible.
No.
So this is John finding the email that he got from Iso Do. And all this does is prove what a pussy he is. I was surprised that he found this email and read it because it just shows he's a bitch.
This is Trailer Trash Joe from the Shuli Network. I understand you have accepted the offer to fight me for $10,000. MMA rules, winner takes all. We have the funding secured, and I want to reach out to see when you'll be back in Florida so we can schedule the fight. I will find the location in or near Cape Coral. Please let me know when you will be back in Florida so we can arrange a fight. Thank you. Thanks so much. And what does he sign it with? J for Joe.
My God.
And you see, I blocked the guy anyway.
Oh, come on, John. So John wants to fight everyone all the time. He's like, everyone's backing down. I'll fight everyone all at once. I don't care. 2 hands behind my back. And then this Joe Russo guy sends him an email and says, hey, I'll do that. I'll fight you. Here are the terms. I'll take care of everything. Just let me know when you're going to be around. And John blocks him. Doesn't that seem like kind of a pussy move?
That's probably fight promotion. These guys, they have to build up a feud between each other.
Yeah, they can't touch until that night.
Yeah.
I've never seen during the weigh-in where the guy blocks the other guy on Twitter.
Watch this.
Yeah. So I thought that was odd that John is like all excited about this email that he read. Have you ever blocked someone from emailing you? Anyone on the panel here?
No, I didn't really know that. I assumed, I guess you could, but I'm not sure.
I mean, I'm sure there's some Nigerian princes I have blocked in my life. But
Yeah, I've unsubscribed from things, but I don't sit there. Someone's emailing me and I block them. Geez, God forbid you would see that someone emailed you again.
Especially if they're offering you an opportunity to win $10,000.
Right. And John did challenge producer Joe to a fight around the time this happened. And he's like, yeah, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Here are the terms. Let's figure this out.
Exactly what I did with the IQ test. John was like,
Yep.
I challenge you. And I said, I accept. And then he was like, this guy, he doesn't, no, I don't think so.
got you right where I wanted. Accepted. You automatically lose now.
So Shuli says on his show, John, you've received emails from Iso Do. John goes, oh, I have? Let me check. He finds this, found out that he blocked him. But he found out that the email is from Iso Do, but it's signed Frog. Producer Joe is the one who sent it. I'll explain why.
Mysterious J.
Yeah, I'll explain. No, even he says right in the email who he is. I'll explain why that is in just a moment. But first, this is where John thinks that he has cracked the case. He's discovered something amazing.
But now, my question, how does the shit weigh you know it? How did the shit weigher know?
He thinks he's fucking Columbo. He taps his head. He's just like, Mensa Man, John Melendez on the case. I figured it all out.
Well, how does he know, goddammit?
How did Shuli know that John would have received an email from an Iso Do email address?
But now, my question, how does the shit weigh you know it? How did the shit weigher know that this Phildo or this ISO guy was emailing Me. How? How did he know that? He just incriminated himself even more.
He sure did.
So in other words, whoever this ESO guy is, he must have told the shitwayer that he emailed me and Vince.
Oh my God!
But he
might as well be
signed
wearing
it
child
as
porn
if
at this
he's
point.
Trailer Trash Joe. And he stated that he was Trailer Trash Joe. So, this is amazing, amazing.
It is, but not for the reason that you think it is, John.
Amazing.
So how did Shuli know that he received an email? Oh, ESO then told Shuli, hey, guess what I just did today? I sent an email to John, but I pretended to be a totally different person who works for this network when I did that.
If we put our heads together here, now Shuli does a show solely focused on Stuttering John for what,
I've heard of it.
4 years now.
Yes.
And John talks about how he wants to confront Shuli every single day.
Yep.
How would Shuli know that his producer may have contacted him at some point? I can't think of any logical steps to get me there.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to put all four of our heads together to dissect this one, but all right, we just back this up a little bit.
He stated that he was Trailer Trash Joe. So, this is amazing, amazing. I hope Vince covers this tomorrow because now I have the same fucking thing that I just showed before I even saw that Vince was going to show it.
Wow.
What?
And again, he signs a Trailer Trash Joe. So there you go, dickhead shitwayer.
Okay, so John is obviously cracked the case here. You guys understand what he's saying?
Nope.
Of course. Loud and clear.
All right, Mike, you want to explain it for the rest of the class? I mean, we do too, but
It's a pedophile emailed John, and
Okay.
Shuli knew about it, which means
yep.
that John has nothing to do with it, and Shuli is masterminding a pedophile ring that is going around emailing civilians to try and spread their child porn to other people.
Disguised as a podcasting network.
Yes. The greatest ruse of all.
Yes, every mom needs a front, Karl.
That's right.
Podcasting network is just a front. Well, you didn't really think Shuli made his money in podcasting, did he?
No, it's all fake super chats. He's
course,
making
no.
money
The
trading
dark web.
CP.
Yes.
Of course.
And how does he afford those super chats?
Right. It's all funding the operation.
The views pair.
So I'm going to break this down for everyone. I'm sorry to shit on John's parade. I'm sure he's on his show right now, still dancing around his victory lap about this. So basically, ESO was the original producer of the Shuli show, and he set up everything, StreamYard and everything else that Shuli uses for his show.
He named the show, Karl.
There is
Yes.
some evidence that he might have named it the Uncle Rico show, although we're not sure about that.
Mm-hmm.
And so what happens is I've worked at companies before, unlike John. I've been in employee places and known how things operate. A lot of times when you start small, you start off by like whoever set up the system, their name is on it.
Yep.
And then when any correspondence is sent out from the Shuli Network, Uncle Rico show, it's always been ESO Doe's email address. Not that it's ESO sending it or has anything to do with ESO, it's just ESO's the one who set the whole thing up in the first place. So ever since ESO left, Joe is the one who sends out all the emails. I get invited all the time. I get the emails from ESO, not anymore, but yeah, up until recently, I get the emails from ESO inviting me on the Uncle Rico show with the StreamYard link. This has been going on for many years.
So you admit it.
Yes, I admit it.
Got emails from the Shuli Network.
I've gotten emails from the Shuli Network. Tukey, it's not that I was able to hack their StreamYard and show up as a guest. They invited me, and then I clicked the link. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I'm disappointed.
So
I remember, like, I don't know if you guys remember the Bob Costas interview with Jerry Sandusky. Which
I do,
think is
yeah. How
One of the
could forget
greatest
it?
pieces of television ever. But
Yep.
really, what I found to be the more interesting is when Bob Costas interviewed all the people that Jerry Sandusky emailed over the years. I thought that was very telling.
So wait a second. You're telling me as the D-line coach, he would email you about the game plan? Yes, I did get emails from our defensive coordinator.
I've been advised not to comment any further.
How do you sleep at night?
So the reason why Shuli knew that John would receive an email from Isotopes because anytime anyone communicated from the Shuli Network or Uncle Rico show, it was from Isotopes. But John has decided that this is something that, guess what? The FBI should probably know about.
Haven't you wasted enough of their time?
Nope, not yet.
Thank goodness. John is on a text thread with the FBI, so this is very simple for him to get.
Right.
If you're going to claim that Joe was using it and Joe had access to Isolina's email, then you're in a whole nother issue. But those emails are legit. They came from that email address.
What is the other issue, Vince? I wish you would elaborate. What
is the other issue?
Didn't Vince just tell Cardiff, oh, you should just put your YouTube account in another name? And he's basically saying, oh, well, that's something that should be investigated. That's horrible.
Yeah, Vince does this a lot.
Oh, my
because
God.
he's always lying.
I can't keep up with Vince.
It's not worth your time.
No,
Trust me.
I know.
Vince, if you're watching me, what is the other issue? Because
by the way, that's sad too. If you're watching me, can you text me right now? It's like, I guess he's not watching.
Take a break from our lawsuit for a moment.
Right. Yeah, what the fuck is going on with that? Why was he watching? Let me just take a break from this whole thing and just ask the question. There is a pending lawsuit for $12.5 million. Lucy, what's going on with this?
I am very annoyed about everything with this lawsuit. So the next step that should be happening in this process is that a request for judicial intervention or an RJI should be getting filed.
Yeah.
Vince has 45 days to do that after service is completed. Otherwise, the lawsuit dies on the vine, basically. So
is that what's going to happen to this?
So right now, I think he's claiming that there are settlement negotiations going on. That's that's why he hasn't filed the RJI. But he just called into Tukey Soup just the other weekend, and I asked when he called in, and he was on the phone. I was like, "Where's the RJI, Vince?" And he wouldn't answer the question. He's not doing anything with this lawsuit.
Tukey, what are your take on this? You talked to Vince.
I don't know about Vince's end, but my spies are telling me close to John that John is not settling. John is going a different route with his defense, but he is not.
All right. What are your spies telling you, Tukey?
He can't put in a defense at this point either. He's already missed his answer time.
No, right.
How many more days you said he has 45 days? Is that from today or?
So it's from service being completed, and service was completed over 45 days ago. However, there are a lot of, you can make an argument that service was completed later than it was. So it's 45 days from the day that John got those papers.
This was served, right.
But you can make a lot of arguments about that. A lot of the courts will be lenient. However, the courts are usually lenient for non-bullshit lawsuits. And I think that the court will look at this and go, ha, ha, ha. So I think it's just going to die on the vine.
Tukey, what are you hearing about what John's negotiating then?
Not that what he's negotiating. I just know that he is just trying to go after Vince's credibility.
Right.
That's his strategy. That's all I can say.
Tukey knows more than he wants to
Shut up.
give up right now. Mike?
I would just like to, if I had the ability to go back in time, I'd like to take the chunk of Lucy explaining what an RJI is and 45 days and all this stuff and go back to the first time Karl hit play on a Stuttering John clip and say, wait, this is what it could lead to.
It's your kids, Marty.
Do you have any idea what you're doing?
It really is ridiculous where we've got to. That was the whole thing when I was on Hughes' show yesterday. He's like, have things gotten too serious in the Dabbleverse?
Maybe.
I'm like, I'm not involved in the $12.5 million lawsuit, so no, this is great. I'm fine with
It's
that.
perfect. Tangential enough.
Yep.
I will say that I do think that Vince has convinced John that the lawsuit is still legitimate. I think at this point, Vince has convinced John that they are negotiating and that they might be having some sort of negotiation. I don't think there's any reason to have that. I think
that would be great.
Yeah, I think you're right about that, Lucy.
So,
that makes sense.
My whole theory, and this is completely off the rails. I have no insider knowledge whatsoever because I do not talk to any of these people.
Speculate away,
But
please.
I believe John's show got an awful lot better. He started having clips.
Yep.
He started being prepared. It was noticeably better right around the time that they started talking about the settlement. And I think that Vince has convinced him that if he lets Vince take some sort of control over the channel, or if he lets some additional person take control of that channel so that Vince can get the proceeds from the channel, that they will settle the lawsuit. I don't think any of that's true, but that's my,
That would be something.
It's interesting that his show got so much better at that exact same time.
Did it though? Because it was only that one episode about Chad, and then it went immediately back to
Yeah,
him
I guess
scrolling
it
through
did.
subreddits, which I'm going to show in just a moment.
He's
Oh,
still,
garbage.
It's so bad.
so then why do you think he got so much better for that one episode?
I do think that he either had, he called out that the legend had
legend
given
was-
him
yeah.
information. I don't know if that's true or not. It could very much have been
But
Vince.
the legend wasn't sitting backstage helping him figure out how to play the clips.
That's true. You think Vince was?
I think Vince has convinced him of something.
Well, here's a fact that I know for sure. Vince has so many sock accounts. Vince is everywhere all the time.
Yeah.
He's in our chat right now. It's 5 different people.
Oh my god.
And I know. Can you believe it? So it's very possible that Vince is spoofing the legend's email address. And John's going, the legend told me this, or he's tweeting at him with a slightly different handle. And John thinks it's the legend. So
Have you ever gotten an email from the legend?
no, I blocked him.
All right,
handle
well,
it.
since we know that Vince is listening, Vince, tell me what is going on with the RJI. Are you going to file an RJI, Vince? That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know.
I just like the idea of John talking to what he thinks is a mediator, and it's just high pitch Eric and a fake mustache or something.
Well, hello.
My spies do tell me that John does have a few people in his camp who he does he makes them do things for him, whether they want to or not. He's not very thankful for the things that they do. Some of them might be a little disgruntled. So there is a possibility that he, made one of his followers. I don't know what the fuck to even call him.
So you're talking to Dick 89?
Disciples.
I see what's going on.
Yeah, no, Clay Dabbler.
Tukey, tell your spies that John's a celebrity and they should really just go along with whatever he says. They're lucky they're even talking to John.
It's a good point.
Pretty fucked up they'd complain about it.
That is
never
what
thought of
they're
it that
told, I believe.
I'm sure it is.
I do believe they are told that.
I love that. I love that about John.
I do know they get scolded. Like, you
Yep.
do get scolded.
Oh,
by-
you see it on the show. You see it happen live. Rob
Yeah.
Saul got scolded. I have that clip to play. Clay
Particularly,
Dabbler gets
he's
scolded.
harder on Clay Dabbler.
Yes.
He plays favorites. He's
Well-
much harder on Clay Dabbler, I notice.
But Mike, if you had Clay Dabbler on your show, wouldn't you also yell at him all the time?
You guys say he interrupts John all the time. He's an invited guest. I don't get it. John always gets mad at him for talking as he monologues and pontificates over the same shit we've heard 40 times. He's going to go to Alabama and fight Shuli. Do you know that Karl made fun of his kids not once, not twice, but 3 times? And Clay Dabbler tries to get a word in edgewise. Clay, I'm building to something here. No, you're not. We've heard it already.
Okay. Let's get back to this clip. That was a good roundtable discussion, I must say, right there. That's why this show's the best.
Yes, this is my favorite non-clip show.
Yeah, I do.
About
I do, Tukey. Thank you. That's why I designed the show this way.
Vince, if you're watching me, what is the other issue? Because if it is Joe who's sending those, then Joe has access to. Oh, I see. Then Joe has access to Iso's email.
The
Joe have
mainframe.
access to all of his pictures. I'm asking a question. I'm not making a statement. But if he has access to his emails, I asked, does he have access to his pictures?
Oh, my God.
You know, the FBI should know about this.
Yes. Definitely let the FBI know that a guy has access to an email account.
Quick.
Now,
Joe has the nuclear football.
John, I'm going to give you some credit right now. And clip this. Make sure John sees this. If you get access to a Gmail account, it means you definitely have access to everything else on whatever that person's name is on the Gmail account, everything on all of their hard drives. That's how the internet
You also
works.
got to remember phone, like contacts. Like if they've ever hooked their phone up to their computer, then you have all their social media information. Anything they do on their phone, they have access to that as well.
This is like the early 80s when they were trying to scare everybody about AIDS. They're like, you don't have sex with that person. You have sex with every single person that person had sex with. If you get an email or if you send an email, you've now looked at every naked kid ever made on the internet. Like, fuck. This is crazy.
Of course, Karl was concerned about AIDS. We get it.
People in the chat are freaking out. Like, oh my God, I had no idea. I'm fucked now. I have a Gmail. Fuck. This is crazy. But the funny part about this, we're making light of it because John's such a dolt, is that John really thinks he's onto something. He's celebrating it 2 days in a row. He's celebrating it right now.
Mm-hmm.
That,
really
that to
thinks
me
he's
is the
onto
most
something.
frustrating thing about John, because I've said on my show that like John has gotten very boring to me. It's not that he's necessarily doing anything different. It's just that like one day he could be interesting, but then I can't watch the next 3 days because he's going to do the same thing over and over again. It's
He
the
played these same
discussion.
clips. So he has Clay Dabbler on his show.
Yeah.
He plays these same clips that we're watching from yesterday, shows the same email he showed today, like all the same stuff, just a rerun. It's a total rerun with a different guest on.
Well, then he pulled out the big guns.
What's that?
Well, I think you said it before. He showed his tattoo.
Oh, yes. We're going to get into that.
Mhm.
Yes, we're going to get into
That
that. Let
was
me finish,
something new.
let me finish this little clip package I have for us. This is John now. After we're watching him process all of this in real time. He's realizing, oh my gosh, Shuli fucked up. He's going to get in so much trouble now. He obviously knew. He didn't only just know about the CP that ESO was enjoying, but he was probably participating in it, according to what we've just heard.
He just incriminated himself even more. Because again, let me repeat this one last time. How would he know this guy is emailing me and Vince? How would he know that if he wasn't talking to him? I'm asking a simple fucking question, shitware. How would you know? And then my next question.
Yep.
Why did the person say he was Trailer Trash Joe?
Because it was Joe. John's just like, oh, got him again. Got him with 2 things. Well, because that's their main email address they use for all of their correspondence, and it was Joe.
I'm confused. What does John think, though? So he thinks ISO Doe is pretending to be Trailer Trash Joe?
That's the
Like
confusing
he's in
part
hiding
right
and pretending
there.
to be Joe or something?
I guess. It's the only thing that makes sense, but it doesn't.
But what would be the motive?
That's the other thing, too. Everyone likes to think that Shuli found out that his producer had all the CP, and Shuli's just like, don't worry, we're in this together, man. I'm going to cover it.
I got you.
I'll cover you on this one, because that's what bros do.
Insane. It's insane.
It's guy code.
It really is the
That's
dumbest
why I
thing.
don't understand it. Okay.
Because John is the modern day Johnny Cochran. If you use ESO's email, you cannot call my son a she-mail.
I love it. He wouldn't come up with the rhyme, but Tukey did it for him, so that's good.
Do you have the reason he thought he didn't know who ISO Doe was, by the way? He didn't register to him. ISO Doe, the name. He assumed the person that was emailing him, it was the Isotopes.
Yes. So he calls my band the Isotopes, the Isotopes.
Right.
And then he assumed it was Isodoe, meaning the Isotopes.
Right. So he thought the fictional band that he made up mocking you.
Yeah, which I have nothing to do with
emailing
TSN. I have nothing to do with Shuli
Shorten their
Show.
name and they're emailing him.
Makes perfect sense. It's almost like he's an idiot.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's really stupid.
Have you thought of dropping ESO from the Isotopes and just going as the Topes?
It's not a bad idea, yeah. The name
know
is
what?
tarnished enough already.
It's kind
Right.
of tarnished.
In the light of what's happening here, I'm going to ask The Simpsons to change all of the episodes that feature their baseball team.
Well,
Very
no,
offensive.
ridiculous.
Oh, that would be too much?
The Topes, as I will now call them, they're too close to all this, Karl.
That's true.
All too close. The whole Dabbleverse is tarnished. God damn you, Shuli.
You've ruined everything.
Stop
You're
finding
all
friends.
pedophiles.
Stop finding friends on Call of Duty at 3 a.m.
Yeah, that's probably a good rule of thumb right there. I agree with you.
Damn it.
I agree with you on that. All right, let's get caught up a little bit.
Yay, super chats.
Because my man, Looney Tunes Critic, came in with $10 hours before we started. It's his firsties. If John's Lady K impression were accurate, he'd be good at podcasting. But as we all know, All his impressions and voices are terrible and lacking in every way. Mel Blank Brain. I like that. Mel Blank Brain.
Just do it. Just do it.
Very good. A queef of the night. My Dabbleverse favorite, Skola. Skol to you, a queef of the night.
Hi, Queef.
Matt McHale, $10 says, house money for Lucy. Congrats. You just did it. FSJ FKB TWO.
Thank you, Matt.
2222 World Order TWO.
Colonel Clink, $2. Damn, that's what I'm talking about.
Thank
That's
you,
right.
Colonel Clink.
Grim, $5. Lucy is my girlfriend. Love you, Lucy. Let me be your Ricky Ricardo. Babalu.
That sounds lovely.
That sounds lovely. Jay Loiterer,
lovely.
$2.
I'm very happy today.
Love y'all more than a friend. Lucy, how do you become Lucy Typebox's boyfriend? I believe you have to visit patreon.com/onceoverwithkaylee.
That's absolutely
That's
correct.
a great way to start the
You
relationship.
can also subscribe on Once Over with Kaylee on YouTube, which
Yep.
is CAYLEY.
And if you want to fuck Blind Mike, blindmike.net.
Yes.
Damn straight.
Very easy.
Damn
Open to all
straight.
comers.
Tukey is not a prostitute. The rest.
Jay Loiterer, love you all more than a friend. Love you, Jay Loiterer. Jay Phoenix, $5. That half a hetero still hasn't unblocked my super chats. More money for Lady K, my man. Thank you, Jay Phoenix. Colonel Clink, I have a housewarming gift. What's your new address? Yeah, give out your new address, please. I'll be sure she gets it. Who are these.com? You can get an address for us. Where did Tukey go? We just switched cameras.
I had to do something real quick.
Oh, okay. Just showing off that you're the Dabbler of the Year. The Dabbler of
Yeah.
the Year award.
Oh, did that come up? Oh, wow.
That's amazing. You have it on a turntable.
Oh, how embarrassing.
That's fucking awesome.
That was an idea of the great Cardiff Electric. Go to dabbleverse.tv and go follow Cardiff Electric. Even if you followed him before, go follow him now because that was a fake Cardiff Electric. This is the real one.
Oh.
Johnny Knoxville says, Lucy, those globes are looking good today.
Why, thank you. It's new home buying globes.
Oh, it's very impressive and quite distracting.
Thank you.
This studio is a distracting studio. There's a lot to look at. Colin Madden, $5. Just to earn some good karma, I'm going to assist this sightless and let Blind Mike know that Lucy's tits are fantastic.
That's how I was picturing them.
I mean, you got to remember, what was the show that you went on when you went out to Austin or Houston?
Lauren Compton.
Lauren Compton. Blind Mike sat there across from Lauren Compton and actually had a conversation with her. It's never been done before.
I thought he was a nice fella. Yeah.
It'll never be done again. No one's ever just sat there and been like paying attention to what she's asking.
By the way, Lauren Compton is just announced she's pregnant, and the date of conception lines up with when my podcast came out. I'm just saying, there are rumors on the internet. Is all I'm saying.
Wow.
Interesting.
So she was fucking to your voice.
That's right. Yeah.
That's what you're saying. Carol Dillon, €5 says, saw an oldie today from you and Pat Oates. A woman told SJ she likes to disagree with kindness. SJ said, you disagree with kindness?
That's a great one.
Yes. I think it's big shit.
Did you hear what you just said?
Dude, you know what you just said? You sound so stupid. You don't like kindness? Idiot. West Little, $5. Carl, you know what time it is. Cock meat sandwiches time. Boom. Got you again, hamburger. Damn it. Super Chat's getting me good. My girl KJ coming in with $10. Oh no. How long till Lucy has a midget shadow boxing outside her house? Keep those cameras on.
I will promise that I will share the footage if that ever happens.
Cool Cut Casting. Why was John's grinder leaked on Hack vs. Anonymous? Why wouldn't it be?
Leaked.
Bradley, $5 says, please give my stats to Lucy, 2.4 million net worth, 6.5 inches, and I actually think it was 7 million.
Ooh.
Nice.
Sounds a little bit short for me, but lovely otherwise, Bradley. Thank you.
Wow, okay, fair enough. But you got to admit, I mean, unless he's 4, he sounds like he's being realistic about it.
Yeah.
So there's that. Detroit Dabbler, $2. Best panel ever. That's a lovely shirt, Lucy.
Thank you.
Whatnot Chaser, I was wrong. John is a genius. Yes, he's proven that. Red, 473, $10. I still don't understand how the Dabbleverse has not contributed to another stroke or heart attack. With all the stress and screaming, how is John still alive? Well, that's a great question. There's a jumping off point right there. How is John still alive? That's something we could debate for days and years.
Until he dies, probably.
It's amazing his strokes came when he had literally nothing to do, during like the pro football arm wrestling days.
Well, his strokes came when he stopped paying child support. So I think he was under a lot of stress.
Okay, that doesn't make
I
sense.
think he was under a lot of stress when he realized the show business was kicking him to the curb and not returning emails
That's fair.
anymore.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Sure. Wind it up, Cupcake. Fuck you. You're dead.
Folks, I'm Tom Myers. Who is ready for some comedy?
I should remind people that we do have the super tip system in play tonight, supertip.gg/WATP. Go to that in a separate tab or a different browser or a different device, and you can go in there and choose whether to give us a super chat, and we'll read it, or you can use the AI voices to have conversations with each other, as you just heard, which is always fun and a nice contribution to the show, I must say. Oh, this is a funny one.
Hit like, hit subscribe, hit April.
Aaron's never been that funny, but that's pretty good.
Oh, good. Another show where Tookie is a guest. There was a time when this potato was the belle of the ball. Then that fucking dingy puppet came and brought JT with him. Together, they kill my channel. Now here I sit with 20 Rumble subs and a new Tascam Streamer 4. For what? For what, Karl?
Oh, womp womp.
I do miss Cardiff.
Yeah, I miss that guy too. I hope he's doing okay. I don't know where he went to, but
Oh, no.
maybe we'll see him again someday.
John, I did what John could not do. I finished the potato.
You really did. The original video was on your channel. And then Cardiff uploaded it and got his channel nuked.
I got lucky.
I didn't know that.
And it wasn't even for the boobs. It was for John's gross butt.
Oh, speaking of which, did you see what happened on my channel this week on Who Are These Broadcasters?
No. Who watches that show?
No one did.
I was watching.
Saw that.
So Eric Zane, they were playing a clip of a listener, and Eric Zane doesn't like this listener. So he's doing the thing where he's tying the microphone cord around his neck and doing the stuff and being all silly. And then he gets up on his chair and turns around.
Oh, no.
And Christian zooms in on him because he's like, oh, he's going to do something funny, and drops trow. And drops it so far that we're talking 4 or 5 inches below the taint.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Everyone saw Eric Zane's asshole and ballsack on the show.
I'm so sad I missed it. I'm going to have to start tuning in.
I just texted him, like, what the fuck are you doing, sir?
Jesus. This show gets wild.
That show gets wild. Who Are These Broadcasters? Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. You're going to be on with Christian Blatt in a little bit.
I am tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be talking about Beetlejuice, and also our favorite Friday the 13th in celebration of the day today.
Which is your favorite one, Jason versus Freddy?
Why would I tell you that information right now
Good
when
point.
you could just turn into the Blackcast this evening at 6 p.m. Eastern?
Very good. Is that live?
I learned how to plug things.
I
Yes.
like it.
Yes,
I like it a
is
lot.
live. Look at me go.
Mike, you can't see this, but Lucy has huge, gigantic bazongas.
Yeah, Mike, you can't see this. But let me explain what's going on.
Thank you.
Chris Engler, $3 says, in the morning, I'm almost out of hot sauce. Will more be made? Yes, a new batch has been made of my hot sauce. SilkCityHotSauce.com is where you want to go. I got the new bottles upstairs.
Really?
Yes. So I'm very excited
I'm
about
excited.
that. It's
I'm
back
gonna go
up
look at 'em.
on SilkCityHotSauce.com. Nothing but rave reviews
It's delicious.
for my hot sauce. Thank you, Lucy. I was talking about my hot sauce.
I don't like it when you call it your batch, but
You don't?
I do like the hot sauce.
You don't like a fresh batch, Lucy.
Not yours.
Okay. Happy Steeltoberfest. What a all-star lineup, a closet clubfoot, a fake blind guy, a comic genius puppet slash Italian, and the best smile slash movie reviewer in the Dabbleverse. Vote Vinny. We're on to Detroit. That is correct. We're going to be at the Magic Bag in Ferndale, Michigan, outside of Detroit, October 25th. That show is sold out, but we'll all be there. Not Mike. No, loser, but the rest of us will be there.
I can't wait to see Hunter Duke and his wife. So thank you, Hunter Duke.
Yes, thank you, Hunter Duke.
The shit waiter sucks. The only reason I don't roast him is Lady K whines at me if I say what I really think.
Thank you. And I never had the courage to speak up. Lady K made me pull my episode of Why the Fuck Is Anyone Laughing at Shuli, available on blindmike.net and Patreon. That is true. It was a
I,
good
I do
episode.
pull this. I do pull the strings around here. I'll never forget when I was driving home from somewhere, a long trip, and I'm listening to the Blind Mike Project live, and he goes, "Let me just be honest here. Karl is the one who makes me make fun of Stuttering John. I actually like the guy. I think he's pretty decent, but Karl forces me to goof on
I think
him."
he's pretty smart and well kempt. You know.
Yeah. What are your better bets?
Sorry if I'm more twitchy than normal. I have some things hanging over me today. Duh! Haka haka.
Is there a breeze in this basement?
Are you checking your nipples?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Trying to make it warm for it today.
Thank you.
Lucy, come on my show. I'll come on you. You ever been motorboated by a man with an unshaven strip of stubble on his cheek or woken up soaked with hemorrhoid blood?
Just answer the question.
No.
We all have.
Just answer the question.
No.
Could be the first. Now, Karl, as you have pointed out 4 times already today, I'm blind. And despite John's claim to the contrary, even I can see why Cardiff loves the taste of cinnamon toast crunch.
No, Mike, you misunderstood. I said I love semen on toast for lunch because I eat cum.
Just I have said, so it I'll be. I now proclaim you blind, Mike can't hear ye.
Mechanical Frog coming in with $10 for those. Thank you very much. One more, and then we'll get back to the show.
Oh, man, look at those tits. Oh!
That was pretty good. Hey, he's getting funnier, I have to say. Speaking of getting funnier, Rob Saul.
Oh.
Rob Saul is the least charismatic, least interesting person I've ever stumbled across in the Dabbleverse.
You're just a loser, Karl. I mean, God, all you do is watch other people's shows and talk about how they suck, and then you tell us what we can laugh at. I mean, you're the real loser here, Karl.
Fucking Dookie. That's
like he's
spot
here.
on. Unbelievable. And yeah, he does use the word loser quite a bit. He tends to overuse that word. We got to get him a thesaurus or something. There's gotta be
What
other
else are we?
words.
How else do we
Yeah,
suck?
I don't know. These guys lose a lot, and they're
Yeah.
constantly taking L's, and they lost.
They're not winners.
They didn't win. There's a lot of things you can say. Well, we have a fun treat today, the debut of a brand new song that came in from formerly the Detroit Dabbling Machine, who brought us things like the Batman Woke Dad song. If you guys remember this.
I would do anything in my power to keep him happy, healthy, and safe. The name that they would call their superhero was I Stand Up Against Injustice.
So he is no longer under an NDA, and so we're allowed to say that this is Roberto Pacian, formerly of 97.1 The Ticket in Detroit, and he is all in on the Dabbleverse, and he has a new Rob Saul song for us.
He's an unlikable, untalented, subpar human being.
Rob Saul, voice is really douchey. Bartends, never gets the pussy. Rob Saul likes to stick his tongue in Johnny's back door. Rob Saul, 2 dogs, little and the foofy. On his lap, he looks real fruity. Rob Saul likes to sodomize the dog's back door.
And I have to take him to the vet, and they have to get it back in.
Rob Saul, his voice is really douchey. Bartends gives him all the roofies. Rob Saul likes to stick his tongue in John's back door. Rob Saul, 2 dogs, a little and a poopy. On his lap, makes him look fruity. Rob Saul likes to sodomize the dog's back door.
And they gave me a thing of lube last time I came. So I got to jerk off the dog.
Very good. Another fantastic showing of the Detroit Dabbling Machine. He always finds the best clips for these things. Speaking of Rob Saul, I was looking at Dabblers Anonymous, one of the places I like to prep for the show. And what I do, Stuttering John Melendez, is I copy down the link and then paste it in my notes so I can go immediately to the thing that I want to look at instead of scrolling through and hoping I find it.
Interesting.
But yeah, I know. Isn't that weird that I would do something like that? So this comes in with Bird, which is Bald Eagle, with Rob Saul as Red Rocket Man, coming September 11th. Very funny image right there.
Oh, so such a loser. I'm such a loser. Oh, Red Rocket Man, I get it. Because I jerk off dogs, get it?
Right. Yeah. It's a South Park thing. That is how he always ends a sentence.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It's
bothering me. I feel so douchey afterwards. I feel like I need a shower every time he laughs.
Now, the other thing that I saw in Dabbleverse Anonymous, because I didn't see this happen, John finally showed his tattoo. It's fun. I was watching the beginning of the show today, and I have the link. We can look at it. But he was wearing a shirt with the shorter sleeves.
Yep.
And his tattoo was showing like halfway, and he's like pulling his sleeves out. I was like, oh no, they're going to see my tattoo.
Guess I wore the wrong shirt today. Oh, well.
So apparently he
It
did
lied.
finally show this. The Duke finally shows his horribly faded tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
And there it is on the screen.
Man,
where he
this
shows
stock
it.
really went down. It went from $2,000 to show it to
Yep.
immediately, I think it was 15, to literally the next day being 1,000. And I think at some point he even said 500.
Yeah, 500 was the lowest price he did. Yeah.
And now he showed it a week after I showed it.
Do I hear zero? Anyone
Yeah,
have
I know.
zero?
Auctioneer's supposed to go up. You know, you don't
That's
start
awesome.
high and go down.
Oh, it's amazing. It was like watching an NFT fall.
So what I want to do, we don't have to spend a lot of time on this, but Lucy, you have a lot of tattoos.
I do.
You're probably an expert on this sort of thing. I want to show you the tattoo that was posted by the tattoo artist
Okay.
that people speculate isn't John's arm. That could be a rendering or could be something else. And then this tattoo that we're seeing here. So I have them set up back to back, side to side here. And the thing that I want to point out is the details in the skull.
Yes.
Now, could this be a lighting thing? Perhaps.
Yes.
But look at the chin. Look at these details.
When did he get this done?
This does not exist. When he was in Long Island, so what was that, 2 months ago?
So yeah, pretty recently. I was gonna say if this was done 2 years ago and it was a not great tattoo artist, then yeah, I would imagine it fading that way. You could have lost ink in those places.
Yeah, I mean, look at
But-
all the detail on
but a
this
couple
side.
months.
With the eyes, with everything, with the cheekbones, and over here, just none of that is happening.
So go up a little bit. Let me see these little majiggies.
Mm-hmm.
That's really hard to tell. It could be the same tattoo, but if it's the same tattoo, then that tattoo artist is using really bad ink.
Or
It's
possible that John doesn't know how to care for a new tattoo.
What?
It's very possible. He has no idea.
But
Don't
those
say
lines
that.
when
You
it
said a
just
lot of nasty things
here-
about this man, but that's over the line.
Sorry, I went too far with
If this was just an aftercare issue, it wouldn't be that bad. I mean, aftercare, you can screw up aftercare a fair amount. I have tattoos that look way worse than other tattoos because I did aftercare in a worse way. It wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, the lines wouldn't literally disappear just because
so-
they didn't take care of it.
Those lines, they look like they're done with a liner, but if they were done with a shader, then it is possible that they would fade that drastically. So I will say that.
Quickly, though?
If combined with bad aftercare, maybe.
Keep in mind, Karl, I think he's using the laptop on his, or the camera on his laptop.
Sure.
That's the same tattoo. Look at these little hair stripes. I don't know how to point to that.
Yeah, but it's more about the detail in the skull, and I do think it's
Yeah.
a camera and lighting issue.
I think that's part of it. I agree with you, Tukey.
Because I can't imagine those lines would just disappear.
All right, guys. Mike wants to get in on this debate. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. We're being very rude.
Enhance.
Sorry, we were being so
Does your
rude.
computer
by the
say?
tattoo.
Does your computer say on the screen now is super douchey tattoo?
Yeah, that's in his headphones right now.
Chiseled, handsome body.
I think it's the same tattoo.
No, I think it is too. I can't all just be lighting though. There's something else going on there. And if you're saying it's cheap ink or he didn't do it right, it's a bad artist, I would believe all of those things.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that John cheaped out on it. Where did he get money for this tattoo?
He saved it up. He literally said, I saved up money. 58-year-old man. I've been saving up my money to go get a new tattoo.
My lemonade stand was a real hit in August.
It's incredible. So I got to go ahead, Tukey.
I still see. You think that's an actual picture of the tattoo he got?
Yeah,
I don't know.
still think that is some kind of art that they just digitally put on his arm to show him what it looks like.
No, because you can see where it's blown out up at the top of the right horn. That's an actual tattoo on skin.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, you can see a little blowout up top there. So blowouts happen all the time. That's not indicative of a bad artist. That is potentially bad skin.
That's what they're saying. Couldn't that just be a liver spot?
Yeah, it could be.
Yes. Okay. So it's still not 100%.
It's not 100%, but in my opinion, that would be the same tattoo.
Do you think there's a chance he draws it on every day?
I do.
Put it on every morning.
Could he have saved money by getting 50% real tattoo ink, 50% henna tattoo? I mean, that's why lines are disappearing.
Now, I received a note from my friend Mike in Sweden, and Mike is an archaeologist who has written books on Vikings. So Mike sent me a note about why this tattoo sucks. And I want to read through the reason why this is wrong. This guy is the Viking grammar hammer, he declares himself. He says, first off, Vikings did not have horns. There was absolutely no horns on Viking helmets. This is a myth because there were some finds of cow horns which were used for drinking. There were, however, horns on helmets during the Nordic Bronze Age 1,500 years ago. So not Vikings. Did not have horns on their helmet. So Minnesota's got some splaining to do too, I
was
guess.
going to say, I think the Minnesota Vikings are accomplices in this.
He says,
stereotypes.
No spikes on top. The helmets had no spike on the top. That would be a no-no during battle as someone would have grabbed it. Okay. No skulls. I don't know any Viking graves where they found a skull. The Vikings cremated their dead. Interesting.
Very
It's getting nerdy. It's getting a little nerdy now. No jewels. Vikings didn't like jewels. They preferred solid silver when it came to jewelry. No shaving. There would never have been a skull of a Viking with hair, but no beard. I don't know what that means.
If there existed a skull, if it wasn't
He says all
cremated-
Vikings had beards.
Yeah.
It was an insult to even suggest that a Viking had a sparse, thin beard that offended and gave them the right to kill.
Wait. Everyone sees that as a beard?
Yeah, how is that a beard?
That's
Like the
hair.
face is in front of
it's
it.
hair.
Right. Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
You can't put a beard on a fucking skull.
Yeah, I never saw it as a beard on the skull. Okay.
But I think John explained it as a beard, though, didn't he?
Did he? And I missed that?
I think he
God,
said that's
he's
what
an
it was.
idiot.
But okay.
That's definitely a head of hair.
No numbers. Vikings didn't have numbers, only runes. That's getting a little nitpicky. Yeah, okay.
That's only there so John can remember his kid's birthday.
Yeah, correct. Yes.
That doesn't have any significance to Vikings.
He says no flags. Vikings didn't have national flags. There was no real nations, only kingdoms. The Danish flag came circa 1219, but has a cross, which is a Christian symbol.
Well, again, that was for his mom. He explained that. So
Yes, he did.
we are nitpicking.
So apparently, John thinking that he's a Viking fucked it all up. Didn't
My
do
main
it
takeaway
right.
Did
from that is-
Vikings get tattoos?
I don't know.
I mean, I would think that the answer to that would also be no. So
John's not a Viking.
yeah,
How does this matter?
I'm proving it.
John is not a Viking. That is definitely true.
Viking wouldn't go, I'm going to call your mom and tell her she raised you bad. Get vengeance on thine enemies.
That's
We
true.
shall
Vikings
call their mothers.
Vikings never tried to get people in trouble for doing cocaine. That is very true. They
Yes,
certainly
they-
didn't go to the authorities to get people in trouble.
Yes, when they themselves allegedly love to indulge.
Right. It is odd to me. So let's talk about some of the stuff that's been going on with John lately. The whip smacking is getting out of hand.
It's always been horrible. I don't know.
Oh, so you're gonna know he's making a powerful point if he doesn't.
Is that why he does it? Because Gary in San Diego is driving him at the wall. He can't take it anymore. And it's starting to really bother me now, too.
Hey, Karl, it's Gary from San Diego. I've seen John smacking his lips a lot more lately. Do you think that could be because of a drug problem? I sure do. Oh, well, rock and rolla.
I was talking to Judy. She thinks the lip smacking is probably drugs.
I think my favorite caller of yours ever, has he called in again? It was like Bizarro. It was a guy doing a Gary impression.
Yes.
And he was talking about how he was going to kill his wife and all this. And it was the greatest call ever.
So good.
Yes, that was very funny.
Awesome.
All right. Another thing I want to bring up. It's the big news this week is his job at Pepsi.
What?
What is this rumor? Do you guys know anything about this?
I've always seen him as more of a Coke guy.
Oh, I see what you did there.
So I've heard his explanation of it.
Okay.
It's not that he works for Pepsi. It's that he's going to be in a Pepsi commercial.
Yeah, he winked at Rob Saul as if he was the smartest guy in the world. He was like, you might see me on TV.
What's that?
What could that mean?
What the hell's a TV? Can I see it on my phone?
What is that short for?
Is he going to be the spokesperson for Pepsi Cola?
No.
That'd be awesome.
He's not.
He's
That'd
going to be a
good move.
homeless guy going through the garbage in New York, and he picks up a pan of Pepsi, and he goes and recycles it.
Just a reminder, you can get 5 cents for the empties. Pepsi,
Right.
everybody.
It's going to be a Save the Planet commercial or some bullshit.
John's commercial is it's going to be like when they had Kobe Bryant drink a Sprite and people thought, wow, that must be healthy for you. That's going to be
Right. Yeah, it's clear.
John
so
guzzling one down.
probably really good.
Honey, John Melendez drinks Pepsi. Make sure you get Pepsi when you go to the store. Oh, God, celebrity like John Melendez drinks Pepsi. I got to be drinking my Pepsi. He's such a liar. He's
You
gonna
think?
be delivering Pepsi to the local sports arena or whatever. He's going to be that guy. Here, sign here.
Local sports arena. Do you know where Cape Coral is?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you know, when the Cape Coral Pistons are playing. Or
Wherever they drink Pepsi where you live. Whatever.
Yeah,
You get the idea.
Wherever large amounts of Pepsi are delivered to.
Another thing that I want to bring up is John claiming that Shuli Agar, we've talked about him a lot today,
The shitweigher?
the shitweigher himself,
The dues payer?
the dues payer. You know what he's up to, guys?
The views payer?
The views buyer. You know what he's up to? He is making phone calls
I knew it.
to friends of John,
Oh, my God.
family members
Oh,
of
get
John,
a life, Shuli.
business associates
Oh, no.
of John,
God.
and
no.
and the places where John likes to go and drink and eat.
No!
He is claiming that he is doing all of those things.
And he
I like
still
that-
finds time to do 8 shows a day. Impressive.
I like that you listed them in order of importance to John, by the way.
Yes, I know. Well, let me play this clip because this is what John is claiming. And he was on with Rob Saul yesterday. And for some reason decided to give me a compliment out of nowhere.
Well, you know what? Even look, I don't want to give Lady K any compliments,
Right.
but Lady K doesn't do that. Lady K doesn't start calling like places that I do business with. And what
a compliment.
You know, I'm not going to say that Lady K is a good guy,
No.
but I will say he understands where the line is. The shitwayer doesn't seem to understand where the line is. You know,
Yeah. Yeah, Lady K is unfunny and dorky and whatever, but he's not doesn't make time to like go after people in their personal life.
Right.
And,
We all agree.
you know. And
I love
go
when
outside
Rob
of the-
becomes the Karl expert out of nowhere. Right. What Karl does. This is how he conducts his life. Like, Rob knows nothing about me, but he just knows he has to agree with John at every point that John makes.
Not to throw you under the bus here, but John, everything John says just fits whatever argument he's making at the time.
Yeah.
Is the Lady K he's referring to the guy who attacked his kids and put his book on his Patreon?
The Lady K is referring to is the same Lady K who called Stevie Tomatoes on the creep off.
Right. Yeah.
And John declared that we were both going to be in prison.
He went to
after
his
that.
bar and wrote that nasty thing on the
Yes.
door.
Yeah, he claims I put graffiti in the bathroom in Stevie Tomatoes. And then Vinny and I called him from the creep off. And John goes, Carl's not nefarious like that.
You don't know
Did
the
you
line.
forget? Did you forget what the fuck you're mad at me about, John? What the fuck?
to like go after people in their personal life and you know, and go outside of the podcasting realm.
Okay. Thanks, Rob. Thanks for your endorsement on that I don't fuck with people in real life. I appreciate it. Now, if John had said, probably Lady K's probably doing the same thing, I'd be like, yeah, that's what Lady K does. Just calling people and finding their phone numbers and calling your kids and doing all this shit.
What you got to do?
He's amazing, this Rob.
It's just in that moment he wants Shuli to be like the ultimate villain, so he's even willing to say like, even Lady K isn't that bad.
Oh, you're right. It wasn't anything about me.
Right.
It's about how terrible Shuli is. So I messaged Shuli because I'm friends with him.
Oh,
God. Tookie, let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here, Blind Mike.
So we were sharing some photos and some videos. And
Karl, don't do that. I'm warning you.
So I asked Shuli, like, why is John accusing you of making all these phone calls? And he just wrote back, it has something to do with his new telemarketer script. He says, I've never reached out to anyone ever. So he's also as confused as we are.
Well, can I give you my theory on this?
Please.
Because it's been done over and over again. I don't know. I haven't interacted with Shuli nearly as much as I've interacted with you. So maybe Shuli is doing this, but I have no fucking idea.
Sure.
But what I assume it is, because I've watched John for a long enough time, is that John's vehicle was hit by a drunk driver. And for 6 years, he's been railing against Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah.
And blaming them for this incident. Like, every time he's like, Lady K calls my mother on Christmas morning. And Shuli went after the comedy club I was working at. Like, he blames you two for everything that may or may not have happened. They got me fired from school. And it's like, some of these things didn't even happen.
Well, right, yeah. He's come back and said, I was never fired.
But even if they did, it's like a guy. Yeah. It's a guy with a Reddit account that he attributes to you.
Well, something was said today on the show that was very interesting, and it was Clay Dabbler for the first time ever said something that was interesting.
Yes, he said that you and Iso had tea parties and sleepovers together.
Yes, that wasn't the interesting part. He showed video evidence and stuff. I didn't agree with any of that.
That was pretty interesting.
No, that was not interesting at all. He actually said that, John, I think that you have people who you think are your friends who are feeding you information that's incorrect to watch you react to it, and that you fall for it over and over again.
And Clay Dabbler gave a Jim Halpert look to the camera, like,
yeah.
It's hilarious. Yeah, I think that Clay finally cracked the case on why John freaks out about shit. It's like people that he thinks, like, maybe it's Ditka or whoever it is feeding him this information. And then John goes, and I know for a fact that you called my ex-wife and Aaron, her husband, and Stevie Tomatoes. I love when he says business associates. John doesn't have a business. He doesn't do business.
Or associates, for that matter.
Right. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about with that. By the way, speaking of Dick, the reason why I keep saying Ditka is because it's on my mind. A really funny thing happened on his show yesterday when Ditka super chatted him.
But Ditka, I finally go to where you're going to be and you're not there. What happened?
So apparently, John, he has no friends. So his friends are his super chatters. He makes friends with anyone who will give him $5 an episode. Mm-hmm. And so apparently he found out where Ditka lives and he made plans with them and Ditka ghosted him. Which is a really embarrassing thing to talk about on your show. Hey, Ditka, I thought we had plans and then you weren't even there. What the fuck? No. Hey, keep that to yourself, John. You're embarrassing yourself.
God.
It's so sad. Let's get back to John getting very mad at Shuli for all the shit he's doing. I played this on WATP this week when we had Pat Oates on. I'm just going to play the very end of it because I love the fact that Rob Saul finally tries to be interesting and funny, and John shuts it down. He's like, "We're not doing a bit right now, Rob."
And you and I will have a little talk. Don't worry, YouTube's terms of service. I'm not threatening any violence. I'm talking about a little face-to-face talk. To stay the fuck away from my family, my friends, the places I frequent, the places I do business with, the jobs I do. Stay the fuck away, shitweyer. I'm not fucking kidding.
Let me tell you something, brother, shitweyer.
Maybe the Johnites start coming around.
This is not a WWE bit. Oh, I'm fucking serious. I'm really serious.
Well, I mean, you know what you're dealing with, what type of person you're dealing with. I mean, it's just
okay. So
Rob Saul's the most spineless guy I've
he
ever
really
watched.
is. It's incredible. Yes, he'll just transition immediately. So Rob thought that John's doing this stupid wrestling promo bit. Where he's like, "I'll come to your house," and we played it on my show. It's so funny. He's like, "And I might drive there, and I might fly there, and I'm going to come there, and then we're going to do this stuff, and you'll see what happens." So Rob obviously saw that as a goofy wrestling promo thing, because then he started doing it. And then after that, listen to what John says to him.
But I'm sorry, Rob, if that was a little frightening for you, but that is the real Stuttering John temper.
Yes,
and I don't usually lose my cool, but I hit the breaking point.
What?
Can you imagine? You just like, I'm sorry you had to see that side of me just now.
Frightening, like Rob Saul's under the table.
I wish it would just go away.
One of the nice things about
Sorry, Lucy.
One of the nice things about being in studio is that I get to watch Karl quivering in his seat whenever John does anything like that. It's terrifying.
Well, I wear out all of the collars on my shirt because
Yeah.
I just stretch it right out when he does that shit.
Here's why I go through these phases where I get sick of Stuttering John, because it's like a CD skipping where there's days where it's John just said, like, "I'm sorry, you know, that comes out. You probably haven't seen that side of me, Rob." Has he watched any show you've done? You do that every single day. Where you're like, "Don't go after my kids," and "Don't go after..." Like, that's every day, John. You really think you've never said that before?
It is odd to me how often John repeats himself and says the same things over and over again. Like, I understand in radio, when Howard Stern went off the air in Rochester, he had some thing happen where whatever the radio group was in Rochester that was carrying Howard Stern, they took him off the air. And so my buddy Croge, and this is like early 2000s, started burning full-length episodes of the Howard Stern Show on CDs for me. So I could listen to the Howard Stern Show even though he wasn't on the air anymore. He was finding them on torrent sites and burning CDs. And it was the first time ever I got to listen to the Howard Stern Show from start to finish. It used to just be like during my commute or whenever I could like pop in and listen for a little bit.
Right.
And then you realize what's going on with morning radio. They are talking to a different audience every 30 minutes, every 60 minutes. It's all new people. Yeah. So you get to talk about this thing that's going to happen on the show tomorrow in the 6 o'clock hour. Then you bring it up again in the 7 o'clock hour, then in the 8 o'clock hour. And that's not what podcasting is.
No,
it's very different than that. So it's like repeating the same shit over and over again. It's like, and not that Howard would ever repeat himself as much as fucking John does.
Right.
But I like Opie does it too. I love these guys who don't understand. It's like, no, this is different. We started at the beginning and then we ended at the end.
It's literally like Howard was doing that because it's supposedly, like, I know with Howard it was a little different, but like it's a different audience every 15 minutes or whatever the number was.
Yeah.
With John, it's the same exact people every single day.
Correct.
They all know what you said yesterday.
Listening to the same show every day. We're all insane. We're all insane.
Yeah, we are to blame also. My hands are not clean here.
Well, hold on a second. I have an excuse for this. And John took offense to me saying this, but I mentioned on my show, and it was when we did a little emergency show this week, a mini-sode, as I like to call it, because Mike enjoys that.
They're the same length as the regular episodes. I don't get it.
It was shorter. It was actually shorter than the regular episode. But I did a mini-sode with producer Chris this week over here, where we broke down some Stuttering John stuff. And I was talking about the fact that Chad Zumach emailed me and said how bitter I am. And I went, well, I don't even know how I could possibly be bitter. I used to have a real 9-to-5 job, and now I'm doing my hobby for a living.
Yeah, but you missed that job.
I really don't. I really do not, Dookie. Someday you'll get out of your job and you'll also feel like I do.
Chad said you miss it, so you miss it.
Okay, that's right. I forgot. They create the world.
You have the worst life, Karl.
So I was explaining, I'm like, how could I possibly be bitter? I'm living my best life. I've won the lottery. I'm now a professional podcaster is my living. And John was very upset with that.
There's no such thing as a professional podcaster. And it's
tell that to Joe Rogan. What the fuck? First off, what the fuck is he talking about? There's such thing as a professional podcaster.
If you
Then
look
what
at,
does
like,
John think he does?
Well, he's going to explain that in a second. But go ahead, Lucy.
I was gonna say, okay, so it's like back to school season. If you look at like all of like the kids, like it's like I'm starting kindergarten. My teacher is so and so. When I grow up, I want to be. It's literally all podcaster,
Influencer,
streamer,
streamer, right? Yes.
That is the job
Yes.
right now.
It's pretty incredible.
You are.
We get to do this.
You are the equivalent of a fireman in 1980. All kids want to be you.
That's right. I'm saving the world, baby. Fucking, I'm right there with those guys on 9/11.
Can you believe this? Right after the whatever anniversary of 9/11, firefighter. I had friends in that building.
I watched Swordfish.
All right, let me get back to this clip. John's very upset that I said that I'm a professional podcaster.
There's no such thing as a professional podcaster. And especially when you're sitting in your fucking shithole basement, you are not a professional. And you're using StreamYard. Who the fuck would sit there and you think I would ever say I'm a professional podcaster?
I would hope not.
Are you fucking with me, fucking Karl? Are you fucking with me? You're a professional podcaster?
Well, sometimes I have forms I have to fill out, and it'll say like profession. What should I write there, John? What should I say I do for a living when all I do is podcasting for a living? I'm confused.
You should lie.
I should lie about
That's
it. You're
what
right.
he would recommend.
Former marketer.
I don't even get his contention because it's not. It wasn't a statement on how good you were at
Right.
podcasting.
Correct.
It was. That's how you make your living. I'm a professional podcaster, technically.
Yes,
I don't
you
get
and
it.
I are both professional podcasters.
Yeah.
This is what we do for a living. We're not on the radio. We just do podcasts for a
Right,
living.
that's how I
we
make
our
my money.
Right. And just being professional, there's professional baseball players who are in Double-A. Will never make it to the MLB,
it's
but they're
not saying
professional
you're the
baseball
best.
What
players.
they're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just how that works.
And Joey C washes their socks.
That's what I should put Joey C to work for me, actually.
Yes.
That's a good idea.
Gods and clods.
So John says, I would never call myself a professional podcaster. I would hope not. This is him. This is what his show is. He's scrolling through Reddit, and I actually enjoy, a lot of people say this is lazy and not a great way to do a show. I actually enjoy this because we get to see a glimpse of what John is like just using the internet by himself.
Yeah.
And we get to see like how he reacts to things. And how he uses the internet. It's insane.
He physically
Is Melton the Wendy Williams of the Hackverse, a camp gossipy bitch who needles others for reaction whilst pretending to be the rational one?
Yeah.
He's a fat hunchback asshole.
So he reads this whole thing about trying to make a comparison to Patrick Melton, to Wendy Williams, and John's take is he's a fat hunchback asshole. Good stuff, John. Comedy first. Funny
Amazes
before
me,
money.
John doesn't know any like pop culture references.
No.
Or anything. That is amazing to me always.
Check this out. I'm surprised. It's funny you say that because listen to what the next thing he says.
Back asshole. I don't even know what Legion of Skanks is.
I don't even know what Legion of Skanks is.
He's lying. He's demanded money to be on it before.
That's right. Yes, that's right. I thought Louis J. Gomez was supposed to have him on the show. I forgot about that. And they go, "Hey, should we have John on?" And all went no immediately.
But that's again. So John, you're telling me you're a stand-up comedian who doesn't know what Skankfest is.
He's not a stand-up comedian, Mike. I don't know if you know that.
Well, but John would claim that, and I'm just
Right.
saying it shows how like out of touch he is with the business he claims to be in. Like John would say, I assume he's not a professional podcaster, but I guess he is a comic or something. I assume that's what he would claim to be.
Yeah.
And no one in comedy knows he does stand-up.
When's the last time he did stand-up?
It feels
Iowa?
2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, it feels like he just dabbles in stand-up.
What?
Yeah,
Whoa!
because every now and
I
again,
didn't
he'll
go
go
that. John, I didn't go that far when you see this clip.
Well, that's not Mike talking. My views do not express the views of everyone on the panel today.
No.
Yeah, John did stand up. It was the Thanksgiving weekend 2 years ago. So we're coming up on 2 years since he's been on stage telling jokes. But he's a comic.
Like a little while.
It's a bet.
I'm a professional pension casher.
KB melts down. See what that is.
So now he starts watching his
You guys are
boyfriend.
fucking losers.
Watch Watch how John
You guys are
watches
losers.
Kevin Brennan. 'cause
Oh
he loves him.
no!
He gets so excited.
Oh no! Milton is sniping me! Oh no! Oh no! The hunchback is sniping
smitten.
me! Oh no! Whatever will we do? Is he gonna cry? Is he gonna kill my numbers? Is he gonna Mr. Kill all my numbers?
Well, how could you not be? Kevin's putting on such a performance.
Oh no!
John's-
Is this the guy who's going?
John's giggling. This video was made to clown Kevin because he's terrible at this. And John's going, this Kevin guy's pretty good. Pretty good reaction.
He's still got it.
You know?
Get the words on the screen when he's saying them.
Yeah, pretty funny.
Godfrey, because somebody sent me. Hey, you
I played that.
Yeah, it's almost like you do no show prep. You're not very good at this.
Is that legal to say?
Play that one.
What's that?
Play the Aaron M. Holton jail one. That one was really good.
No, he won't play that. I saw that today, though. That was very funny. It was in our thread. But this is funny because it's a Viking throwing John over the table and butt raping him.
Jesus.
This great, I don't know if that's Chuckster or someone.
I want to get that tattooed on me.
Yes. So John's looking at that.
See, okay, we saw this too. Eras mi pera. Let's see. Go there. See what's in this fucking thing.
Now he goes over to Shuli's Anonymous, starts scrolling through that. It's incredible the lack of preparation that this guy does for his show. Lucy, I don't know. Do you have to get out of here?
I do have to
You have
get
to go
out
do
of here
Christian
pretty
show,
soon. I gotta
right?
go. I gotta go talk about Beetlejuice.
But let's talk about you.
Okay.
Once Over with Kaylee
Yes.
on YouTube.
Yes. Also on Patreon.
Yes, for sure.
So you can check out my movie reviews on YouTube. I review movies weekly. Coming up soon, I am reviewing the original Cape Fear with Cinema Trip Reviews. I also just released a review of Coneheads on Patreon.
The original Coneheads?
Yeah, okay, so first of all, can't show SNL clips. You're very familiar with that.
Yeah.
NBC hates all of that.
Oh, yeah.
But I do talk a little bit about the original SNL sketches. I talk about the animated series, which a lot of people don't know about.
I didn't.
And I talk about the movie, of course.
So, not to fuck up your plug, but
Yeah.
when I was on with Husey yesterday,
Yeah.
he recorded the show with you that has not gone up yet.
That's accurate. It's
And
coming
you-
out in about 2 weeks.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I told him that he sucked and you're never going to put it out.
Yeah, Husey and I talked about body double. So
Okay.
imagine Husey trying to be appropriate during that movie, and that is what our episode is.
I
It's
can't
great.
imagine that.
It's wonderful. I'm really excited about that one, actually.
All right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So that's coming up soon, and you can of course always check out my popsicle reviews on my Patreon. As well as if you send me any mail, I will review it on my Patreon.
She will put it in her vagina
I
on
have
her Patreon.
Put things in my vagina.
And you got something from Pony Power 2.
And we did get
the guy who made the Dabby Awards, the Dabbler. He's made Dr. Steve's finger. Yeah, he's got the finger. What do we have now from
and don't
Pony
forget
Power 2?
Stuttering Johnson. Let's never
And
forget.
Stuttering Johnson, your favorite dildo.
So I asked Pony Power 2 to make these for me. These are
this is a request.
popsicle molds that are shaped like John's finger.
That's amazing.
So I'm going to be making my own popsicles. So this is what they look like, and I think they look a little bit like something else. So Karl, I'm gonna let you play with one of these.
Yes, please. You think they look like something
They're very.
else?
You don't think you want to stick your penis in that a little bit?
You think my penis can fit in this? I'm very offended by that.
I do.
Lucy.
They're
It's
very
very
jiggly.
offensive.
I'm very excited about.
This is okay. This is not a fleshlight.
It feels crazy though, right?
That's awesome. I can't wait to make. Is it
It's
going to be easy to
deep.
get
Did
this
you feel
out
how
of here?
deep it is?
It's going to be hard to get it out of here.
He tested them and
You
they
did?
function. My finger is stuck like a Chinese finger trap.
You can buy merch on whoarethese.com. You can't get this. This is not for sale. This is just for Lucy.
I think you're gonna pull your penis off, Karl. Don't put your penis in that thing.
I know it really would be dangerous. Could
It's
you
roomy
imagine?
in there. It's roomy.
I'm going to be like Sarah.
It's
My cock is gone.
it's literally a finger trap.
I'm Lady K. I'm Lady K. Holy shit! It happened. I'm Lady K.
It actually came true. John was a prophet. He didn't even know.
Oh no.
Awesome.
Well,
Well, thank
you so much for having me, guys. It was lovely hanging out, everybody. Thank you. I love you all
Don't let the door hit you on
Bye,
the
Lucy.
ass.
as much as a friend, not more than just as much. All right, bye.
Bye, Lucy.
Bye bye.
Bye.
And I want to remind people to go to blindmike.net. That's where you can find all things Blind Mike. Why Are You Laughing is back.
Thank you.
The
Yes,
Blind
we
Mike
just did,
Project.
a Howard Stern episode, The Downfall of Howard Stern, where we examine basically where Howard split into two people and which one the real guy is. If he was always this guy pretending to be a shock jock, or if this is the real guy now. So watch that episode. Bill Cosby episode is up as well. Next week's an Opie and Anthony related episode. So check all of those out. Blind Mike Project, we're usually live Sundays at 10 a.m. The next couple weeks are going to be weird times, so make sure you subscribe to Blind Mike Project on YouTube so you know exactly when we go live. And if you want to become a member, Patreon, YouTube, all those links are at blindmike.net. I appreciate it.
Yes, Blind Mike Project is fantastic. And Why Are You Laughing is a great show. If you haven't checked that out, History of Comedy podcast, go through the back catalog. And I would recommend some of the older comics that you don't know a lot about. Those are the most fascinating to me.
Same. I always say, I like the Three Stooges episode and Bob Newhart and Jackie Gleason and Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah,
So,
Charlie Chaplin was fascinating. I didn't know a lot about that guy.
he was a dirty dog.
He sure was. He built quite an empire.
Yes.
Something else. Tukey. You're doing Tukey Soup. No one can find out when you're on anymore. No one knows. You obviously, Patrick Melton is explaining to you how to YouTube because you have no idea when the program's going to be on or how to find out.
Like he has a fucking set schedule.
That's what I mean. Both of you guys. I never know when you guys are going to be on YouTube. And I have to text you guys. Say, hey, guys, can I go on YouTube right now? Or is everyone doing shows? What's going on?
Yes, Carl, you're the one who tells us everything we can do anyway.
That's true. Good
Sorry,
point.
Michael Gavinelli. I'm sorry. I really want to do your show, but Carl says it's really bad for the Who Are These brand.
I also tell you what to laugh at.
Yes. Tell me what to laugh at.
What's funny?
What's funny? It's all there. We serve you, my lord.
But what's going on with Tukey Soup and Be Dabbling Live?
We'll be on tomorrow morning, Be Dabbling Live. We have a lot to talk about. Joey C has served us a cease and desist.
I saw that.
Through email with a lawyer who had a Gmail email account.
Sounds legit.
Also, 9/11 marks the 10-year anniversary since Boss Man Jack was arrested. So we'll look into that a little bit. And also, if you live in the York, Pennsylvania area, tomorrow you can see and meet a bunch of Nickelodeon stars from the 90s that you don't care about at the Timeline Arcade, including Donkey Lips, Michael Ray Bauer.
Yes, Donkey Lips himself is going to be there.
Interesting.
And we have some clips of him on the news, the local news from this morning. It's fantastic. So we'll have all that. And also, please go to Dabbleverse.tv. So Cardiff didn't set up his Rumble right. Neither did Tukey. So apparently we have to redo it.
Oh, shit. Did I set up mine wrong too?
Probably. So there's you have your account and then you're supposed to make channels. Like it would work really well for you because you could have Who Are These podcast channel, Who Are These socials channel, who are these broadcasters that no one watch channel, and all that. But please, even if you followed Cardiff before, it is the real Cardiff. I said it wasn't, but you please just go to Dabbleverse.tv again and follow him again.
Mr. Potato Head, master of disguise. He can turn into over 50 completely different guys. Is he a blonde or is his hair red? You never know with Mr. Potato Head. He's hot. He's out of control.
Yeah, I
He's
think
gone from YouTube, so go follow him on Rumble.
The plugs have changed for that guy.
Yay, super chats.
All right, let's see. I guess Blind Mike had a conversation with Woke Dad. Let's check that out.
Congratulations on the new house, Lucy. You are looking so fucking hot today.
Have you picked out the room that will be the product testing room? Do you have any big black ones? They are my favorite. Blind Mike can watch.
Okay, I'm glad you left. It's getting a little crazy in here.
Not just the guys, you know?
Now it's just the guys. All right, now we can have some fun with this.
Yeah.
Oh, Lucy's coming back, actually.
When I go on WATP, I bring out the bazongas. I expose boobage. I come forth with a cleavage. But on Once Over with Kaylee, I wear oversized metal shirts because movie nerds can't handle these tatas.
That's a good point.
Is that true?
Never heard her explain it that way, but I think she's right about that. Hey, Pony Power 2 coming in.
I hate to lose my cool, but I think Karl is not a very nice guy.
Yes. Whoa, John, that's too much. You're making me nervous over here with that. Don't know what to do. Matthew Raleigh, $5 says, wow, a PDP panel that includes the Blind Mike Geary, Lucy Typebox, and Tukey. Karl is the weak link on the show he is hosting. I agree. This is an all-star panel. Ape Shit Media, €2, 3 tits on screen, Lucy Typebox and Stuttering John. It's like Total Recall. I see what you did there. That makes nothing but sense. Zach Hoffman, $10. I finally got called you dumb fuck by John yesterday. It's like being accepted into a sacred society in the Dabbleverse. I asked him how much does his mom charge him for rent. Manoga Tukey.
Congratulations, Zach.
That's awesome, Zach. Congrats on that. Missy B, the great Missy B, is taking a break from tweeting about the Jews to say, hi, Tukey. Hi, Lucy Typebox. Hi, Blind Mike. Oh, hey, Karl.
Yay!
Missy B. Thank you for the $20, Missy. I appreciate it. Jay Phoenix, $5 is funny, but that whole Shuli scenario sounds plausible. And why do you think he homeschools? So his kids can't blabber about his nefarious CP ways. Yes. Now, I mentioned this, and KB called me out. When you're into CP, you don't really tell your friends and family about it. You keep it to yourself. And Kevin Brennan said, how do you know? Maybe they talk about it with everyone. And
question, how do you know?
According to Jay Phoenix, you also tell your children about it, too. You're like, hey, kids, gather around. I want to tell you what dad's up to. It's highly illegal.
Maybe they were grips. Maybe they were putting up the lights.
Oh, do you think he's producing it?
Cheap labor. They're all about that cheap labor over there.
Nikki Potnick, $5. The judge rules in Vince's favor, and John is now required to be Vince's butler. That's how the legal system works.
Because he's my butler.
Man, I have no idea what's going on with that whole scenario.
It's funny, too, because Tukey and I are in a text thread with Vince. And Vince will go.
Vince isn't a text thread with himself, but there's a bunch of us who are also in it. Who
I know. He just texts us all day long, every day, with all this stupid shit that we don't care about. And then, like, one time he put something in there that I thought was interesting. I said, all right, this is pretty cool. That's great. And Tukey will come in every now and then and just be like, what's up with the lawsuit? What are you doing? Just give us an update on the fucking lawsuit, dummy.
Yeah. And he does it. I'll send him another one.
Hazard forward, $20. I enjoyed the Stuttering Sex Pest WATP tapes. Amazing to say, but it's incredible how much smaller John's life has become. He used to have guests on his show and have a daily commitment at a bar. He was also far from lucid.
That is true.
He's
You
also
really
far more lucid. I'm sorry, far more lucid. Yes, that's true.
You've taken away from his bar time. You've really
Yeah, I know. You know, the other thing that John has done is he's changed his schedule, and he no longer drinks during his show. Something I told him to do years ago. You should probably stop getting drunk on the internet, John. It's not a good look for you. He finally figured that out, so that's good.
It's the hardest 2 hours in broadcasting.
Right. But you would think if John was a smarter person, he'd go, yeah, I don't really drink anymore. I realized I was drinking too much, and I decided to stop doing that. Instead, Rob Saul goes, Tukey, how would Rob Saul say, hey, why don't you come on my show tomorrow night?
Hey, John, why don't you come on my show and not like those losers?
And John always says, well, that's not till 8 or 9 at night. I'm half in the bag at that point. I'd be so drunk. Like, why is that a good reason to not do your buddy's show? It's a terrible reason. It makes you seem like an alcoholic.
I mean, John, it's okay. I understand. I mean, I tend bar and I know what it's like, you know.
The Looney Tunes critic says, Lucy going legal pussy Mason. Oh, I like that. A lot of puns coming out from the Looney Tunes critic today. Well done. By the way, I do owe, I can't believe I just said, by the way, I do owe you a hot sauce. We'll send that out to you, Looney Tunes critic.
By the way,
fucking the TSA in Rochester was taking people's Hot in the Rock hot sauce bottles from them. I know.
Oh, yeah. Because they can't have them as carry-ons.
Tukey, how was your experience at the Rochester airport? Pretty good?
That was horrible.
Oh, no.
Poor Tukey.
I drove to Cleveland.
Tukey had to drive to Cleveland in order to just get home.
Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, that's right. Because, you can't take it as a carry-on, right? So if you didn't have a checked bag, you were kind of fucked.
I thought they got rid of the 3-ounce liquid thing. They don't have sites for that
God,
anymore. It's
where
totally
do you
different.
live? No.
I live in Rochester. I fly out of this airport all the time. They've never hassled me about anything.
No, that's so they could resell you the bottle of water you had to throw out that was half full before you went through security for like 2 times or 3 times.
Do you understand how dangerous it would be if people were just bringing liquids onto flights?
Yes.
It'd be chaos.
Oh, if people were paying regular price for waters. Oh,
well, imagine if you walked onto an airplane without taking your shoes off first.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be chaos in the skies.
Well, imagine when you wear sandals with your feet exposed and they still make you take them off.
Yeah, that's a great point. What's underneath your sandal that you're smuggling in?
They do. They make you stand there barefoot. With those, it's horrible.
Stupid.
It's important to remember 9/11 was bad, but a lot of good came out of it. You know?
Yes. What?
Mega Ray DeVito, $5. Blind Mike said he saw Lady K mowing his lawn in the cow bikini with Helga while Lisa yelled out the door for Arby's.
Lisa dead yet?
No, Lisa's still going.
Yay!
Yay!
She was at death's door.
She was.
Oh, she
And Helga was declaring that she wasn't going to make it.
Yeah.
but then somehow, some way, thank goodness, she came back to us and said,
Nobody cares.
we care, Lisa. We care. Troy Smith, $5 says, hi, kids. Don't tell Mike he has a really gay wood paneling behind him. Just do it.
I know.
I'll see you losers next month. FSJ, FKB, TWO. Yes, Troy, you got to work on the poster for our Detroit show, Troy. We got to talk about that. We got to get on it. Troy is he's starting this trend where you use the rainbow flag for me. You know, like people use the seeing eye cane. What do you call that?
Sure.
What do you call it, Mike?
I just call it a cane, I guess.
A cane, all right.
Yeah.
Your blind guy cane. What do you call it? No eyes cane.
I don't call it anything derogatory towards me. Just
Just a cane.
It's my feeling stick.
Yeah. So people use that for Mike, and then they can use the rainbow for me, since I'm now out. Dave Sarah, $5. I don't know what an RGI is, but I need a Lucy JOI. Yes. Good luck with that, Dave.
She's a person, not a piece of meat, you animals.
Yeah,
She is? Oh, I should start treating her differently then.
Monster. She bought a house today. It's fantastic.
If you live in Western New York, you can see Lucy Tightbox and myself and producer Chris. The Isotopes are performing at Johnny's. Are you interrupting my promo for the Isotopes?
The Topes. Stop calling them that.
The
Ugly
Topes.
slur.
The Topes. I believe it's the September 21st at Johnny's, isotopes.com. Wasa Bista with 600 yen says, Mike, it's a shame you can't see Lucy's interview clinchers in your blind prison.
I've heard. That was my favorite. Your prison.
Your prison. Rocco Orby 2002, $5. Finally, a Dabbleverse pod that's not a complete sausage fest. That's right. We bring in some ladies from time to time. I don't creep them all out. Kyle X, $2. Columskull or Skull Dumbo.
Columskull. Okay.
That's not bad.
I like that one.
Zach Hoffman, $2. Lucy, F. Mary Kill, Rob Saul, Iso Do, Tuki's sweaty hand. I'll answer for her.
We'll never know.
All right. Fair enough. Dame Taft, $2. Hi, gang. I was here. Yes, you were. Thank you, Dame Taft. Thank you for being here.
Yay.
Nikki Potnick, $5. I want John committed to the Institute of Ray DeVito Studies.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds horrible.
They're doing fine work over there.
Rocco Orby, 2002. Careful, Lucy. Karl wants to put his batch on your mailbox. In your mailbox.
Oh,
I am not a guy who puts batches in the mailbox, sir. I have no kids. My pull-out game is on point.
Yeah. Carl's more of a doggy door guy.
That's right. Rabid Weasel, $5 smiley face. Rabid Weasel $1 sticker. Thank you. Looney Tunes critic, $2. Not a Viking. No kind of king. Yes. Not a Viking, not a any king. CJ Spags, $50. Rumor has it the buffoon put Neosporin on tattoo, which destroys the ink. Congrats on the new home, Miss Tightbox.
That's good to know.
I heard he put something else on it, and now I'm blanking on what it was. But Shuli looked it up after he said he used it.
What?
What's that?
Shuli did?
Shuli did on the Uncle Rico show.
Oh.
And
all comes back to Shuli.
Apparently, it was the I'm blanking on what it was. But anyone in the
karma of a child. Can we say that?
I don't think that exists, does it? Is that a thing? Cocoa butter. Thank you. I knew someone would have it on here. So John goes, yeah, I put cocoa butter on my tattoo. He said that out loud. And then they looked up what not to put on a tattoo, and cocoa butter was the number one answer.
Wow.
Number two was child spit.
Number 2 was child spit, if I'm not mistaken. That is
I like
true.
Steve Harvey revealing that. Show me child spit.
Well, CJ Spags, thank you for the $50. That's very generous of you, and I appreciate that very much. Dame Taff, $5. Stuttering John is standing behind you all. April Fools. Purple Monkey Dishwasher, a $2 super sticker. Purple lost his mother recently. Very sad for him. There is a GoFundMe, and I know that people have donated to that. I'll get a link to that out on WATP tomorrow. If anyone else wants to do that for funeral arrangements and costs for that. Very sorry about that, Purple.
And I tweeted it out at BeDabbler
Okay.
on Twitter. So a couple of days ago, I tweeted it out. But we did hit the goal.
We did.
Yes, we did hit the goal. But, it's always appreciated. With overtime. Let's hit overtime for his dead mom.
Right.
I've missed that impression.
Tardif Acoustic, $2 says, Lady K Beyond Burga. Just go for it. I dare you. Cowardly Dabbling, $2. SJ has the Levy wrinkle-free filter, tats included. Oh, that's an interesting theory right there. John's using a filter in StreamYard, and it's fucking up the tattoo. That's the best theory yet. That makes nothing but sense.
That does make sense, yeah.
That's hilarious. That's why he doesn't want to show it, because he probably saw that it changes it, and everyone's going to know he's using that.
Right.
Wow. Brilliant.
Did you see
Cowardly
Levy
Dabbling.
last night with no teeth?
Did I see what? Oh, Bob. Oh, God.
Well, I was going to ask, did you hear John's turkey theory today?
No, what's his turkey theory?
I guess, so did Bob Levy get veneers done in Turkey or something?
It's not veneers. It's actually like caps.
Okay.
And they like, I was watching a video about this today, if this is true, but they sand down your teeth so that you look like Venom.
Right.
And then they put these caps on top of all of them.
Yeah. So I guess he got that done in Turkey.
Yes.
And John went on this whole rant about how Bob, I don't quite understand the logic, but the Shuli Network doesn't make money because Bob has to go to Turkey to get his teeth.
He had to fly to Turkey and spend days there. And so there's obviously has no money.
Yeah. So Clay Dabbler said, he goes, some people do that in England. I've actually heard of people specifically going to Turkey.
Yeah.
And John goes, oh, well, Clay, I Stockton and Malone, I set it up, you slam it home. What wealth class are they in? And Clay Dabbler goes, I don't know, middle, upper middle. And John goes, Clay, you've ruined my entire thesis.
That's hilarious. Another thing that happened with Clay today, because I was watching just before we came on here, is Clay's bragging about making all this money. He goes, I work a job and I come home, I go to the gym, and then I come home and I have more money than I can spend. I have all this money saved up. I make more money than I even know what to do with. And then they're talking about his living arrangement. He goes, yeah, I rent this house that I'm living in. John goes, oh, well, I wouldn't recommend that. You should probably buy a house. And he goes, do you know how much houses cost? There's no way.
Cost, you bloody wanker.
I was like, wait a second. You have more money than you know what to do with, but you can't afford a house? I feel like you could make more money then.
You don't understand the British economy. It's very different.
I'm sure it's not great.
That's like when you bought a second house because you're so poor, Karl.
Yes. I remember John saying how poor I was for buying a second house.
Karl's so poor that he had to buy a second house and then find some other people, strangers, to pay his mortgage.
He rents it.
I rent out my house when I'm not using it. Go figure. What a crazy thing to do. Let's get caught up here. Ryan K says, Tom Myers and Karl are both firefighters.
It's no different than, a police officer running to the scene of a crime or a firefighter running into a burning building. It's what I do.
I love it. That Sean guy, $2. Wait, I just fell in love with Lucy Tightbox. Get in line. Destriga, $2 says, John is a professional homophobe. Right, Lady K? Actually, it's funny you say that because if I were a tiny lawyer who was insecure about my height, I might put together and play a clip like this.
I'm a gay basher.
What? John?
Oh, my goodness.
Why would you say something like that?
I'm a gay basher.
John sure was on the defensive about. So we did that episode where John was breaking down the way that I talk. And he's like, we got new Just Do It. And he's breaking down.
Just do it.
Yeah, he's all excited about it. And so we put out a show. It's like, wow, John's really homophobic. He keeps calling me gay over and over again. And this is John on the defensive about that.
Just do it with that segue.
Still
Look, man, I'm just impersonating the guy.
So he caught himself realizing that he's just calling me queer over and over.
No.
How dare
No, Lady K. Don't fucking lie. That's how you talk.
Thou doth protest too much, methinks.
No.
That really struck a nerve with him. He was not happy about that. Let's hear that again.
At least like the Just Do It. Maybe there's a little lilt in your voice or something.
Yeah.
The segue, it was such a reach where it was just a guy saying, all right, for that segue. Like, it doesn't even sound funny.
I don't even know. Hearing your own voice obviously is different, so I don't know if I'm doing these crazy affects that he says that I am. I'm not hearing it. He claims that that's what's going on, but
these two were a reach.
Just do it.
No, Lady K. Don't fucking lie. That's how you talked. I am fucking imitating you. I didn't catch myself. You're the one that says segue. That's your accent. Now you're gonna make a leap and say that that's somehow a gay voice? Really? I don't think so. I think that's a Lady K voice. Has nothing to do with being gay. I'm not a gay basher.
Oh, okay. So you just don't like trans people because you're calling me Lady K as you're explaining. It has nothing to do with that.
He said today that this came up again, of course, because it comes up every day.
Yeah.
And Clay Dabbler said, yeah, it's not like you're calling Karl gay. Clay Dabbler goes, he is gay, though, right? And John goes, I mean, he did wear a cow bikini. I don't know. Maybe he is gay.
I heard that part. He's like, I'm not calling him gay. And yeah, Clay's just like, I think he might be gay, though. He's like, oh, yeah, he's definitely gay.
A guy that is a father to a trans child said, well, he wears a cow, but he must be gay. Like, he had that little understanding of it.
John doesn't know what he thinks, which is why he's so incredible. It's one of the reasons why we love him, for sure.
I will say, though, if Tukey does his impression of you, you talk, and then you play a clip of John saying segue, I wouldn't be able to tell which one was the real Karl.
That's true.
See?
Everyone's nailing me on here. Well, here's another impression he does. So I was talking about how I was explaining how could I possibly be bitter? I'm loving life and everything's going fantastic for me, and I couldn't be happier. Sorry, Chad. You making money off a video you made does not make me upset in any single way. It doesn't affect my life. If Chad won, this is how Chad thinks. He sent me an email saying, I made $345 on Venmo. What do you think about that?
Whoa.
And this is how Chad thinks. This is why he's a loser. This is why he's stuck with the life that he has. Because he thinks that I would be upset that he made money. If Chad made $1 million tomorrow, nothing in my life would change. Absolutely nothing. It wouldn't matter to me at all, but I'm bitter.
Except you
How
tried.
do I respond to that? What would I be bitter about? Do I seem
What am I
bitter?
bitter
Is there-
about? What would I be bitter about? Is that me? Or did he just
This is
say,
a real stretch.
what would I be bitter about? The fuck? That's how he talks. He's got an affect. It's annoying.
Let's hear that again. Is he doing a good impression? Let's hear that one more time.
Okay.
How do I respond to that? What would I be bitter about? Do I seem
What am I
bitter?
bitter
Is there-
about? What would I be bitter about?
What would I be bitter about?
It's like he's
there's
playing.
so many Karls. What's happening?
It's like John's playing the telephone game with himself. The more he repeats it, the more he changes it. It just keeps getting weirder and more different.
But
every
again,
time.
Again, like you have a Rochester accent. It's
I do.
goofable, I suppose.
Sure.
There's no commentary on it. It's not John Good. It's just him repeating what you said. It's not him doing a bit, like enhancing it at all. It's just him saying it over and over again.
I made fun of him for doing a terrible job of responding to videos because he just repeats what I said and tries to do an impression of it. And John was watching that on his show, and he says, well, Karl, it's an impression. That's people like that. It's a fun thing to do. I mean, you've talked about how Shuli does a good Tan Mom. And then my thought was, yeah, well, Shuli's actually speaking as Tan Mom, but not saying what Tan Mom says.
Right.
He's coming up with funny things that she might say in a certain scenario. That's where the comedy comes in. That's the part that makes it funny.
Yeah, like I love like Dan Soder does like Winnie the Pooh impression and he makes Winnie the Pooh say all sorts of filthy things.
Right.
If he just said "oh bother" over and over again, I'd be like, this guy's a fucking hack.
Right. You need material on top of that.
Right.
I'm a Jew, and even I think Hitler should have lived another 6 months after watching the Sandusky Network.
Wow.
My goodness.
My goodness. I didn't know Lucy had feelings like that.
I don't think she could be buried in a Jewish cemetery.
Not after saying that. Where do we leave off that one? Okay, Siegfried Line, $10. You think that Garden Gnome and his two twinks understand that some of us just like laughing at him and don't give a fuck about TSN? His idiotic show is literally Groundhog Day. Long live the hamburger. Thank you, Siegfried Line.
Yeah,
I will say I think Clay Dabbler does understand that. That's my
yes, because he
prediction.
likes Bob. He even explains like, I'm not going to make fun of Bob Levy. I like him.
Yeah.
But it is interesting that the internet, this Dabbleverse, people have to pick their sides, and I'm on this side and I'm on that side. One of the things I like about Patrick Melton is he goes, I don't care what shows you like and enjoy. I don't care if you listen to Chad. I don't care if you like Steel Toe. You can like this and that. It doesn't matter.
Of course.
It's shit. Kevin Brennan's like, you only have to listen to mine. If you watch that show, I don't like you anymore. If you go on that show, you can't be on my show. It's like, why? Who cares? It's the difference. That Sean guy, $2. The lack of low-cut shirts is why I'm now leaving. Yes, I understand. We entertained you for an hour and a half, though, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Associate producer Ralph, right again, sir. Oh, how would producer Ralph say that?
Oh, right again, sir.
The only impression you can't do is Cardiff.
Shut up.
Eddie Valentino, $5. Anytime you guys in Cleveland, I'm down to hang out. All right. Anytime you guys in Cleveland. Sounds good. I would like to go to Cleveland, actually. With my buddy Dr. Steve. Tukey's Rob Saul sounds like Chad's Karl. Yes. I think you're right about that.
Yeah.
Dr. Steve.
You're right.
I mean, Dr. Steve is such a loser. I mean, what kind of doctor just goes on all these shows? I mean, he goes on these shows and he's like, I know more about medicine than you guys. Of course you do. You're a doctor and you're a loser.
Dr. Steve, $2, really? I see you gifting memberships to Tukey and OJ in the morning, and you give $2, Dr. Steve. I'm kidding, Dr. Steve. Don't give me any more money. That's a Stuttering John impression. Kirkland Red 100s, $2. Mike, did you go to blind kid school growing up?
No, I did as an adult, actually.
Yeah. Common Man, $2. Peter Dumbfuck. All right, that's good. I like that. Mike, shitty internet provider, $2. Mike, how do you know when you're done wiping when you shit? Never been asked before.
No, it's a very original question. I'll have to ponder it. Give me some time to think about it.
Rocco Orby 2002, $5. Drinking and pillaging are the only two things SJ gets right about Vikings. It's true.
I will say, after your analysis, I look at the Minnesota Vikings logo as the chief wahoo of its time.
Yes, it's very offensive.
Yeah.
They used horns for drinking out of.
What's the answer to the wiping question?
Huh?
Never mind.
You taste the paper is the answer.
It's like a sixth sense at this point.
Taste it.
No,
Yeah.
Blind people have an amazing sense of taste.
Mm-hmm.
No,
that's how they get through life. Patrick Ford, $2 says Blind Mike is the GOAT.
Well, thank you.
I agree. Hellraiser 69, $5. John dressed like a woman, and that picture can be seen in Howard Stern's Miss America. So by John's logic, he might be gay. That is true. That's been pointed out. He also dressed as a woman on The Tonight Show, He dressed in a mankini. They humiliated him on the Tonight Show. He was used as their stunt boy. They were like, we hired him as an announcer, but he sucks at that. So can we just humiliate him in front of the audience now?
I don't know. He played a clip of the Tonight Show the other day.
He sure did.
The movie premiere.
Yep.
And it seemed like they really respected him.
Oh, I have that. We're running late, but I do have that if we want to watch it. Dr. Cream Jeans, $5 is Karl. I'll be at Riot Fest next week, and NoFX is headlining one of the stages each night. I still prefer the Gimmies. Oh, come on.
You're crazy.
NoFX. Yeah. I mean, I love the Gimmies too, but NoFX fucking rules. And enjoy that. Have fun with that.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy Poopy, $2. You play in my Newport State of Mind super tip? Daddy Poopy, I don't see a super tip in here from you. I've played all the super tips that we have. So if I'm missing something.
It's a Newport State of Mind.
Oh, wait. All right. Maybe this is it. Okay, let me see. Is this what you're talking about?
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Sure. Wind it up, Cupcake. Fuck you. You're dead.
Folks, I'm Tom Myers. Who is ready for some comedy?
I think it was literally the first one we played.
Yeah, we definitely played that one, although that didn't reference what he was talking about. So, yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got in here. Try again. Keep giving me money. Money before funny.
Sorry, we just keep not getting it.
Yeah, try again. Also, call my 900 number for a chance to leave me a voicemail. Fat Factor with 10 pounds. Doubt Clay Dabbler is making good money unless it's from illegal sources. Self-snitching? In the UK, you need 5 to 10% deposit for a mortgage, and the house in this area are 200 to 270,000, and they're small. Oh, he said they were 1.2 million for a house in his area. Do you know where he lives, Fat Factor? Because I'm going to show up at his house.
I hope not.
No
one knows where
right?
anyone lives.
It's so weird. Oh, you know what I did want to play? This is a very funny cartoon that was up on Dabblers Anonymous. And we'll be out of here momentarily. I appreciate your guys' time today. This is from Fractal Synth in Dabblers Anonymous. It's a 3-panel cartoon. And they're in a board meeting. There's 3 Stuttering Johns in a board meeting. And John is saying to the other Johns, views, subs, super chats are all down. How are we going to fix this? The first John says a phony lawsuit. The second one says fight someone. The third one says quit podcasting and get our shit together. And then they chuck him out the window. Very good graphic right there.
Mm-hmm.
The other art that I wanted to show you guys, John's cats had an interesting storyline this week, and the Chuckster took advantage of that. Now, John was claiming that his cats were keeping him up, and
yes,
he couldn't get any sleep, and that's why he looked like shit and was all disheveled the next day because his cats were constantly meowing outside of the door. And then at a certain point, the cats figured out how to open the door.
They're evolving.
Yes.
Jurassic Park.
This was according to John. Not that he was up all night doing blow and drinking. It was the cats that made it so he had a miserable night trying to sleep. So the Chuckster put this together, and it's a fantastic graphic. The detail here is amazing. So the cats are on each other's shoulders to climb up and reach the door handle. The top cat saying, got it. We need to shit on his bed again to teach him a lesson. And then inside the bedroom, there's John sleeping and the photo of him and Kevin Brennan, his boyfriend, up on the wall.
True love.
It's phenomenal. It's really well done. Gotta love the Chuckster and all the work that he does. Real quick, let's play this. This is the Tonight Show stuff. This is from the Dabblers Anonymous. John in his happy place. Watching John watch himself is pretty incredible, even today. I can't get enough of it.
It's like a mother watching their child.
Yes.
Like do so,
He's so impressed with himself.
Mm-hmm.
So proud of everything he's ever accomplished, and it's embarrassing, but this is what he does.
It was a fun exchange. So here we go.
That's true. And I was totally super supportive, and it was really fun.
Impersonator, how was
So I'll just point out he forgot to share the video. So right now we're just watching him watch this. And so we're just seeing him.
That's the best view.
Yes, he's just. I'd rather watch this. He's just grinning ear to ear at him on the Tonight Show.
Oh man, better time.
Yeah, for
Before I
sure.
lost all that money.
Now, I bet Lady K the shitway would be talking shit back when I was on the Tonight Show. Jay Leno.
How was the red carpet?
Oh, it was so much fun. You know, I always have fun, you know, but
Yeah.
it was totally different from things that I've covered before. And, you know, I've covered it all, really.
I imagine being a red carpet, the movie premiere must have been huge stars. A lot of stars, big stars. Jay, there were plenty of stars there. Ross, just tell them. Come on. There was a
yes,
ton of
yes, Johnny, there were big
Look
stars
at him
there.
patronizing him. Hold on, I missed the joke.
Hold on, I missed the joke.
Johnny, there were big stars there. That's true. And I was totally super supportive, and it was really fun.
And you brought tape?
I did.
Let's get your report.
Okay. We are at the star-studded premiere of our very own John Melendez's new
He must do
movie,
this
One
all
Too
the time
Many. There's George
when he's by
Clooney
himself.
and Matt Damon
This
and
is what he
they're
spends
all
most of his time
coming.
doing, watching himself in old clips. If you remember, someone pointed this out. He talked about buying a VHS DVD combo TV so he could watch his old VHS tapes of him on the Tonight Show. That he hadn't converted digitally yet.
To Tuki's point, where it's like watching a mother watch
Yes.
their child.
Yep.
But the difference is, instead of saying like, "Look at what they grew into," John's saying, "Look at what I was, what
Yep.
I used to be."
It's so embarrassing.
Coming, but that's okay because you know what? I'm sort of the biggest star here, and I'm fine with that. Is that
He's
okay?
so happy with himself.
Susanna,
This was the premiere of my
Ah,
life.
look at my lovely
I
ex-wife.
love you. I love you more. Here,
She
come
hates
here.
you. She
John
hates your
looks
guts.
nicely disheveled.
Hey, Susanna dressed me. Oh, you can't see it.
No, we can't, John. There you go.
How dare you?
There it is.
We are at the star-studded premiere of our very own John Melendez's new movie, One Too Many. There's George Clooney and Matt Damon, and they're all coming. No.
So the joke is that John's watching this on the Tonight Show where they're clowning him for having a really shitty premiere that no one showed up for.
Right.
Oh, I thought the
And-
joke was that it was a female that was doing the announcing. I had no,
I know it.
it was going to be Pee Wee Herman.
I had no idea that was a dude the way they were playing that. Of course,
Rock?
John played that and then his video was taken off the internet immediately for playing the Tonight Show on YouTube. Oh, fucking idiot. NBC doesn't fuck around with that sort of thing.
No,
Are
they
we
don't.
still on?
We're still on.
Oh, good.
What's up?
No, I was saying because you just played the NBC clip.
Oh yeah, good point.
That's what I'm saying. Are we still on?
That's pretty stupid of me, wasn't it? Mike's shitty internet provider, $2 says, just say you use baby wipes or bidet, Mike. Love you, man.
It's true. That is an option.
A bidet would be a good option, I
Thank
imagine.
you, buddy.
My buddy Doug from Who's Right, I think, used to sell bidets. Maybe Jody B, too, used to sell bidets.
Interesting.
Danny, remember for 1 month, says the Dabbleverse is dead. Big Black, Joey C, Jake Hudson. I'm out. You're flogging a dead horse. And the boring super tips as killed the shows. Well, Danny, I'm glad you made it a month. Thank you for being here for 1 month.
It's been a pleasure. I do always like progress reports when people are like, "I'm no longer listening."
Yes, thank you for
I'll file that
updating
away.
us on that. But I do agree with Big Black, Joey C, and Jake Hudson. We don't need any of those people.
Yes, I've gotten so many emails the last couple of days.
The Joey C episode that you did this past week, that's a lot of Joey C.
I know it was a lot of Joey C. But there were some people who actually liked it. I was surprised. But yes, Cardiff actually fell asleep, or Ralph fell asleep during that episode. If you notice, Ralph disappears. We actually addressed him a couple of times, and I just assumed he went, all right, he went to bed. He actually fell asleep in his chair, and he was woken up by the Tukey song at the end, the ska song.
I have to say, I've never had a co-host not off during my show. That's I don't go on late all that often, but it's still a crowning achievement for me. That's
Thank you.
not great.
It was fantastic.
Cameo Blind Mike, are we trying to hit the goal or not? Oh, that's a good question.
Well, I like to think we're always trying to hit the goal, even when we kind of take our foot off the gas a little bit. We're still trying to hit the goal.
I mean,
Mike?
I think we did a good show. I mean, I think the people had fun. I mean, it went by pretty quick. I mean, I don't know what else we could do. I guess we stink. I guess we're not a great show.
I guess we fucking suck today, huh, Johnny Crutches?
You're really cramming it in our butt. We're really taking it in the backside.
Pushing our shit in on this one. Like, my God, with their giant dicks just pushing that. Oh, just pushing it back in.
Everything with that guy is an anal sex, gay sex reference. It's incredible how Aaron Evelyn will do that. Mike and I came up with a brilliant idea. So I thought that the Blind Mike Project, worshiping the goal, getting to $10,000 is one of the greatest bits of this year. And we were playing Godfrey's GoFundMe video.
Oh, yeah.
Where he needs $200,000 in order to make his own stand-up special for some reason. He doesn't explain why it's $200,000. But just give me money, give me money, give me money.
Is he buying the theater?
It probably is putting a down payment on a theater in order to record this thing.
$250,000.
Doesn't make any sense, but he's already raised $37,000. And the way that GoFundMe works is it's not like a Kickstarter where you have to make all the money and then you get it. No, GoFundMe is just like, give me money. If I make the goal, great. If I don't, I still get your money.
Yeah, fuck off. It's fine.
So Mike and I have decided we are going to start a GoFundMe for Who Are These Socials. What's the dollar amount we need for this, Mike? $1 million?
$10 million is what
$10 million is what we need to raise. So watch out for that GoFundMe. We haven't decided what we're funding for yet, but we'll figure it out, I'm sure. Maybe new cameras.
What's frustrating is $37,000 is plenty for a YouTube special.
No shit. Honestly, I'm not even a stand-up comic. If I wanted to record my own special, I could go down to the Comedy at the Carlson. Vinny has the multi-camera shoot already set up. We could do all of that. It would cost me I have the money in the bank right now that I could do that with. If I wanted to do that, Godfrey's going, I need $200,000. You can't call in a favor to a comedy club that you've been to or a theater you've done?
It's actually, I might have to do a deep dive because I'm actually amazed I haven't heard any other comics like even joke about it because that's crazy.
That's crazy because all the comics are doing, not all, a lot of really good comics are self-funding their specials right now.
Yeah.
And Godfrey's like, you see how they're all doing this? I got to do this too. So again, they do it without begging for money.
Right. Yeah. No, self-funded.
That's the difference. Right. That's the difference.
It's this crazy new thing that everybody's been doing since Louis did it in like 2008. It's whack, man.
Right.
Yeah. But who are these people who have given him $37,000?
Right. Like that's a lot of money to have raised.
They're like just here is my $5. I will now wait patiently for the Godfrey comedy special. Like, what the fuck are they thinking?
Right, and it's a 40-second video on there where he explains, hey, guys, what's up? I need all this money in order to do this thing. Everyone else is doing it. I should too. Yeah. You get nothing back for your investment. Just you get to enjoy his hour special someday, maybe.
Right. It's just like, yo, check it. I want to do a special, and I ain't going to pay shit for it. So that's where you come in. Thanks for watching my GoFundMe, fam.
And Patrick Melton was the one who clued me in on this.
Yeah.
And he was asking the question, so of that $200,000, how much is he paying himself? Is he giving himself $60,000 for this special or $40,000?
$180,000.
$183,000 would be my guess.
Yes.
Doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, at least break down why you need $200,000 if you're going to ask for that much money. Maybe do a little research into how much money you'll need and then explain that. I understand round numbers are good, but 200,000 is way too round of a number, in my opinion.
He also works for a company, like his podcast is on Gas Digital. They shot 6 half-hour specials last year. Like, if you needed money, just do it that way. See if they'll fund it.
That's
like
hilarious.
$3 million.
Right.
Yes, right, obviously. Fat Factor 5 pounds says the only part of the UK where houses are 1.5 million are zones 2, 3 of London and Sutton Coldfield near Birmingham. Clay is at least 100 miles north of it.
Right, so Clay, you wanker, why don't you come to my house then?
So Clay's also a liar. Go figure.
Coming soon, Newport State of Mind with Big Black on the Dabbler network. Thursdays or Fridays. Maybe Wednesday around 2 p.m. CPT.
All right. Is that the super tip that we were talking about? The Newport State of Mind with Big Black? Is that true that that's happening on the Dabbler network?
No. Well,
good.
Yes, I don't know.
This guy should not have his own show. And there was some confusion. I think somebody cleared it up. But there was some confusion that I was saying he shouldn't have his own show, and someone said I said he wasn't a good caller. No, I just said he shouldn't have his own show. He's not.
I don't know. Listen, Karl, I still have no idea what he's going to do about, for a show. He says I want to do a Dabbleverse show. And I'm like, okay. But he doesn't want like any co-hosts or anything. So, and then I guess he's going to send me clips. But as of a half hour before the show, I had gotten no links or anything. So.
Right. And this is a guy who used to prepare so much stuff for Howard. He was actually very good before any of us were clipping things before when it was very difficult. He figured it all out with analog to pull all these clips and send stuff in. And now he can't do any of that stuff. Computers are lost on him.
His internet hotspot, mobile hotspot, fell into 3 pieces when he picked it up or something. It broke into 3 pieces. He found 2 of the pieces. The third piece has gone into the abyss, along with many batteries, he says he has dropped on the floor, and he cannot find. So what the hell is going on over there, Karl?
Well, I don't know. Someone in the chat is saying Karl's so butthurt about Big Black calling him out on his hypocrisy. Oh, so you think Big Black show is going to be good? You know, Shuli has that high register Shawnee guy. He gave him his own show. Mm-hmm. Like these whack packers, they can't host shows. It's been proven.
Well, the thing that surprised me, caught me off guard today by Big Black was I thought this was going to be like a one-off kind of test show.
Yeah.
It was like, yo, so what kind of schedule was you thinking we do? Like weekly, monthly? And I'm like, let's try and get one show done. We've been trying to do this for over a month.
Okay. New idea, Tukey. I'm going to take a 180 on this one.
Yay.
Morning show to compete with Joey C in the morning.
Yeah.
Just put him on every single morning at the same time, Joey C. So you get more numbers.
Mm-hmm. I'll do that. That's not a bad idea.
All right, just a thought. Dabbleverse.tv, all things Cardiff Electric. We miss you, Cardiff. Yes. And, of course, TukeySoup.com for all the links to Tukey. When's Tukey Soup going to be on again?
Who knows? Maybe I try for Tuesday nights, but at the same time, it's just hard sometimes to get a show going, and I don't want to just go on and, just browse Reddit or whatever. Do a 3-hour Joey C show, for example.
That's why we love you, Tukey. You're wise like that. I appreciate it.
I love you more than a friend.
Aw, so sweet.
Well, yeah.
Blindmike.net is where you can go to find all things Blind Mike, including Why Are You Laughing, the Blind Mike Project, and Who Are These Socials?
That's true.
That's what you can find on this very channel. Who Are These Socials is on every Thursday at 6 p.m. Join us over there. We have a lot of fun.
Subscribe to my YouTube. Go right there right now. Blind Mike Project.
Yes. It doesn't cost you anything, and you'd be crazy not to. And while you're here, hit subscribe to this YouTube channel as well. Turn on the notification button so that you know when we're going live, because we sometimes pop up with some different shows and some fun things that we do, like I did this past week with my emergency mini-sode. The Looney Tunes Critic, $5. If Joey C gives you too much crap, I can put on a tracksuit and shave down my teeth. HMU. What does HMU mean?
Hit me up.
Hit me up. Very good. Thank you for that. Must have written that in Braille. All right. Mike, you're awesome. Thank you, buddy.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks for doing this. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely. And Tukey, great to have you. Always good to see you, buddy.
Thank you as always.
For Blind Mike Geary, Lucy Tightbox, Once Over with Kaylee, and TukeySoup.com. I've been Karl Hamburger from Who Are These Podcasts. Later, suckers.
Point, Dabble, point.